PianoDensetsu.
Come on, crank that beat! Yo, party people! Everybody still cooking? Oh yeah, now you got it! Okay! USA! Now, let's go! Never give up, never give up. Italy. Come here. France. Oh, yeah.
He was obsessed, you see, with finding an appropriate vessel for this power.
Showtime, baby.
Prepare. Fight with all your heart.
An honor, to be sure.
Where are you going?
Away. It's home.
Let us begin. No. One more. What? Defenders. That's not.
You cretin! Meaningless effort!
Attitude.
Fighter 6!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Sets here on Capcom Fighters, a Tuesday night. It is now the Tuesday show where we bring you amazing guests, put them in the ring for the first to 10. But that's the cherry on top. We just make sure we have a good time, have a conversation. Make sure you guys join in with us on social media, whether it be in the Twitch chat or on the Capcom Fighters Twitter account, and have a good time. I'm going to be your host once again for another episode in the new year, Jammerz, and alongside me, well, I've got a character that hasn't been shown yet, gameplay-wise. You know she's coming. But that's not the person who's next to me. I want her to be next to me, but she's not next to me. I've got two people with me tonight, joining me. They are here. You're going to see them on your screen. There they are. They're having a good time. They're smiling. So it looks like they're going to get their work or something. But, talk to me. How you doing? Veggey, talk to me. How you feeling?
I thought first there I thought you were gonna have like a surprise announcement when you were showing that Cammy thing. I was like, oh, are we going to get to see something we didn't know? But nah, you just made me hope and dream. But my hopes and dreams were not answered. So yeah, other than that, I'm doing really good. Yeah, so
that's good.
It's been a good day.
I mean, like, the only thing I've really announced I had to keep under wraps was announcing Street Fighter 5 at EVO last year. I mean, if I got the privilege to announce a character in a video game ever, then boy, you would definitely never. I'm not going to be friends with you ever again. I'm going to have to make new friends. But
wow,
Olvaha, talk to me. How you feeling today?
Toxic.
I'm good, man. I'm looking forward to this episode, and I've you know, there hasn't been much time since the last episode, so I've been just chilling.
That's
doing
good
my thing.
To hear.
You know, I know you're going to show the fight card later, and it's kind of annoying that we bring it up too early. But I think, personally, as annoying as I might be, that it's going to be...
start it off now?
That it's going to be so interesting to see Sagati's Finale. I'm so sorry.
I don't know. While he's laughing and making rhymes, can we get the runner show, please, to let people know if we've got any viewers here that are going to be new, or the regulars, of course. We do have a structure to this show. Right now, we're just catching up, and I have to listen to Veggey's terrible dad jokes for 12 minutes. But yeah, that's going to be part of the Street Fighter news. After that, we are going to have our guests who are waiting in the green room join us for a lovely chat for about 15 to 20 minutes before we pit them in the ring for that first to 10 exhibition. So in about 40 minutes or so, if you don't want to sit around for the preamble or nonsense that we like to get to know each other and socialize, you know that thing people do? They go outside and touch grass. They don't go in that beta lobby and you know, do spinning bird kicks off the rooftop of Street Fighter 6. We go and touch grass. If you don't want to join us, have a picnic. Come back in 40 minutes. Other than that, you can stick around and enjoy the show indeed. But yes, the match will be starting in under 40 minutes. But yes, Veggey did mention it. He was just saying, I know we're going to talk about it, but I'm going to say it anyway. But Richard, roll the fight cards so the people do know. We announced it yesterday after Street Fighter League EU, and now they are on your screens. Ladies and gentlemen, we go back to the States, and we're going to have our first-time guest here, PianoDensetsu, going up against returning guest Neon in a first to 10. Now, we did advertise 2 characters, and someone did say this matchup was completely abysmal for a guy with a set eye patch, but we're going to have to see because Densetsu might have a double barrel with him to help Coral or help stop them in that danger, but we'll see. Olvaha, I don't know if you've seen this matchup much. We have Manat players in Europe, but one or two Sagat, so.
I might have seen it on a few occasions because there's like a really good Sagat player in Tofma in Finland. Yeah,
that's his name, Tofma.
Tofma, yeah, and he would go up against Hobie, which is one of our local Menat players. So I might have seen it once or twice, but not really this season, to be honest. So.
Would you say that? Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Ask away.
Yeah.
Ask away.
Would you say maybe there is a different also in level between the people that? I mean, I feel like Tofma is he's one of those old school players. He's like super. I remember running into Sagat once. I remember I don't wanted to play him again, but I never saw him again. I even added him to my favorites list, and I was like, "This is the guy who's gonna teach me the Sagat matchup." But then I never saw him again.
He was like,
he actually had me worried. Yeah, he had me worried. He had me worried for CPT Onlines and stuff. I was like, whoa, I gotta learn how to deal with this guy.
Ew.
But he just left. So
it was like, peace.
Yeah. Taking that W and leaving for good.
Yes! It's going to be interesting. I know, over in Japan, I know Bonchan just avoided this matchup by any means necessary. Just did not want to play it at all. That's why he picked up Karen. That's the reason. I'm not sure how frequently Rickerman's Barnett would have played Reinhardt online or something like that. Obviously, they were in different regions, so they didn't encounter each other in any CPT online Pro Tour or the World Warriors. So it was only going to be talks, you're going to hear it. But as we mentioned before, it's going to be good to see because we need to see some of these things in a longer set to either make a determination while you double check yourself on your webcam, Veggey, or
I was just getting hyped.
Okay, if that's you getting hyped, I'm very worried to see when you're actually insane. But yes. We're going to see this matchup in full and see how the guys adapt because, again, all eyes are going to be on Densetsu. But I think what we were talking to him about earlier today, he basically is happy to be here as well. But it's going to be interesting to see. But also, we need to let you guys know as well. There's no more CPTs happening. It's only the finals that is among us. Every day that passes, it's one day closer to the finals. And again, you can go and visit the website to double check all the players that are involved with the final from the World Warrior and the CPT Online premieres. These are the premier players, and it's going to seamlessly transitions into the guys that qualify for the World Warrior. Good diversity. I'm pretty sure it's been the talk of the town in various forms of social media. So someone's probably made a YouTube video of it. People have been talking about Twitter. Someone's done the stats. Someone's put on a website. There are, I think it was 10 or 11 Luke players in the cup. And then, of course, there is the next highest representation is Birdie alongside somebody else. Funny that. Interesting. But yes, there's good character diversity. There's actually quite a number of characters that are not, in the cup. They might be their secondaries. They're usually not going to be non-existent. But yes, these are all the guys that are there. I honestly cannot wait to see just how things unfold. Because at the moment, this is what the players can do. I can't really speak on Veggey's behalf. He'll probably tell me in a couple of minutes. Is these guys got to practice, or at least they got to be thinking about the game, studying it, and again, they got to think about potential 46 other people because the last person's going to be determined by the LCQ, and I bet all these guys, they've still got their hairlines, by the way, because they don't have to travel to the LCQ. They all still got their hairlines. That's a very good thing. And of course, if you are still considering the LCQ, tickets are still available. I'm not sure how long they're going to be available for, but time is approaching to the LCQ and of course the finals. February 12th and 13th, that's when it's going to be happening. Registration is open. Hit that link and then you can go and find out who's part of the qualifier. You can sign up as well. Again, you are going to have to book time off work if you are working in a timely manner, because again, the whole thing's going to be a week long, and work's basically going to say don't come back if you leave that long without a very legitimate excuse. So yeah, just make sure everything's in accordance. If you do want to be part of the Capcom Cup or have that opportunity to be part of the Capcom Cup, then please hit that link and get all the necessary information, of course. Capcom Fighters has also been doing, we'll probably show it later, Capcom Fighters has also been doing special shout-outs to get people the build-up to the finals, of course. I think they've done about 6 or 7 players. There's been Phil's, Crimson, Samurai, Uriel. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I was thinking I couldn't pronounce his name. I'm gonna butcher this. Uriel Velorio. I really think I butchered that. I think I butchered that. I'm just gonna call him Uriel.
I think it's fine.
You think it's fine, but it's not your name. I'm gonna call him Uriel. I'm calling Uriel.
Wow.
Yes.
I was just trying to be supportive, man.
Thank you. Anyway. Yes, Uriel's in the cup.
You don't need your support. That's what he said. I don't need your support, Olvaha.
True.
Somebody asked how to be qualified.
Understandable.
Well, you can't qualify anymore because the qualifiers are over. But you either had to win your online premiere event, which has happened throughout last year, or you had to be part of you had to win the regional final. An invitational final to a ranking leaderboard for your respective region last year, and that's all done as well. Yes, nice showreel here. Oh, this guy's a Seth player, W Falcon. I like that. The South America. I need to actually go back and watch his gameplay because I'm very interested. There's a lot of new faces here that I'm familiar with, and there's obviously familiar faces, as you can see.
That's
just a kid on screen right now. What were you gonna
the
say?
thing is, like, this Capcom Cup is gonna be so interesting because there's so many new faces. And by the way, Jammerz, I wanted to ask you, can I still qualify?
You still qualify?
Can I still qualify?
I mean, if you get the call for commentating, that's it. I think you can qualify.
Qualifying that way? Okay.
I mean, you can still qualify that way.
But I mean, there's an LCQ.
Do you know what you should do? Let me.
LCQ, baby.
It's not a Lance chance qualifier for commentators. What you could do. I'll tell you what you could do. You could go in Veggey's suitcase. You can make the pit stop over to Norway.
That's true. And I could possibly, if it's a big one, I could fit there.
And I think you can.
Because I travel really lightly, Olvaha, so I travel just a backpack.
Okay.
You travel lightly because you've got very big arms. You know? Your arms take up a lot of space.
That's a great point.
And he's gonna carry a lot of stuff with him.
I'm really happy right now from that comment, Jammerz. I don't know what to say. Thank you.
Really don't.
Look at the smile.
I wouldn't want to pack like heavy anyway, unless you were like seriously. Are you gonna be out? Do you know if you're gonna be out there for the whole week, or are you gonna be there for the time of the cup? Because obviously the LCQ's first, and then the cup is gonna be after. Have you determined that at all?
Zero Nation is going down earlier to like shoot content. So
so you're going to be actually Hollywood.
Yo.
Yeah, it's like, so we're there earlier at least, before the week starts, I think, if I remember correctly. So, but yeah, so that's what I know. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Knowledge, baby.
That's good. And also, what I do know, we're going to show this. We're going to show this real quickly. Richard, if you have the graphic for the individual matches of Street Fighter League EU, that'd be great. We're going to show that. We're going to advertise SFL EU a bit more. But of course, we did have our latest episode happen last week. It was a juicy episode. All the teams in the playoffs were there. But do not forget, we have people hard at work behind the scenes. They are cutting up the matches individually, and they're putting them on YouTube. So the players can obviously watch back the individual matches as well if people want to follow individual players, and of course they follow individual players and just watch them and their matches in particular. They can comment on the video and say I was first, or I don't like that Luffy did a triple dash and missed his command grab, or something.
And they can also comment that I would have been way better. I would smoke any of these players.
I mean, do you know what I find hilarious? It's how much flack people were giving Soundboy. I was like, dude, you look like you've never made it out of silver rank. Like, how are you? I was like, no,
let him cook. Let him cook.
Do you know what you got to be careful of? The people who talk about this game, there are so many people I see talk about this game. You ask them the rank, they say platinum. I was like, how do you know so much about this game, but you're stuck? How do you know that? Anyway, this is the leaderboard.
Let him cook.
This is what's happening. BMS are at the top. Mauser second place. 00 Nation 20 points behind them, and 5-point differential between 00 Nation and Team Geo. Unfortunately, Reason Gaming and Wild Blast, their journey has come to an end. Reason put up a valiant effort, and they kept you invested for about 10 weeks. I got to give it to them. I had them. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to hold my hands up high. At the start of the season, I thought, I don't think they're going to make it that far. And they proved me wrong. Boy, did they prove me wrong, because there was a very long time where they were actually in the dogfight, and you're like, do you know what? Next week they could do it. Next week they could do it. And it's like they kind of kept you hanging on by that thread, but unfortunately to no avail. So shouts to those teams for participating, and you just got to look forward to the upcoming weeks and see how things unfold from there. But of course, I want to see how things unfold, because I believe we have our guests ready and waiting, lined up. So if we can get Neon and Densetsu to unmute their mic, because I cannot wait to have a chat with these guys and find out how they've been enjoying Street Fighter V over the past couple of months, or years I should say, and then get down to business. So we've got Densetsu here, I believe. We're just waiting.
Hello.
Neon.
Yo,
Right.
that smooth voice.
Yes.
Very smooth.
Yeah, that is definitely Hot 97 radio voice. I definitely know he's listening to hip hop in his
Radio
life.
Tiger.
But yes,
Correct.
Densetsu and Neon, can you guys hear me loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, perfect. All right, gentlemen, welcome to the show. Obviously, Neon, welcome back to the show. I think it's been a year. Has it been a year? God, I think
so, yeah.
Damn it. Well, okay, that year went fast.
Time flies.
Densetsu, obviously, it's your first time. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you on, and taking time out of your day as well, because I know you guys are both working men. But yes, in this first part of the segment we have for you guys here, we're just going to have a little chat, because obviously you use a certain king, and I need to find out why you use that character, amongst other things. And obviously I do want to find out how Neon's been getting on with Manat as well. So my first question is, PianoDensetsu, is where on earth did that mouthful of a name come from? You got to tell me. I can think of something, but I want to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Okay, so back in my prime, when I was about like 13, 14 years old, my mom put me in Japanese classes. Now, don't get excited. I was pretty good at one point, but then I got older, and you know how that goes. But at the time, it's just something my Japanese teacher started calling me Densetsu. My real name is Densen, and Densetsu means like the legend or the story of something.
Yo.
And I said, this is the best name of all time. So I had to roll with it. And so once you get on these sites, you realize, oh, wow, there's multiple Densetsus. I can't just have this name. And so I've been playing piano since I was 3 years old. And I just said, hey, let's just throw another 3-syllable word right behind Densetsu. And there you have it, PianoDensetsu. Now, unfortunately, it didn't stick. When I would go to tournaments, it would go, can I get piano? Piano, come on. You're up. You're up on string piano. So you can call me Piano, you can call me Densetsu. Densetsu is preferred, but yeah, that's kind of where it came from, and it just stuck. You know, once you have a name, you're just that's it, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
I think for the most part it can stick. I think if you want to rebrand it, you're very good at rebranding it. I think that can definitely work. But at the end of the day, if you were to change your name to, I don't know, Densetsu Trumpet 214, we're just gonna remember you as, oh, that's just PianoDensetsu. But
Can we just give a shout out to your Japanese teacher for hyping you up, like saying Densetsu? Like
Beautiful teacher. You know, that gave 15-year-old me so much more confidence.
Yo.
And I was like, wow, I am him, huh?
No,
You're right.
You know what? Because like my handle, it came from my business studies teacher back in high school, and I had to roll with it ever since. And it's just like, you know what? It's something you don't argue with. You're just like, you know what?
Yeah.
You're calling me it. That's cool. And then, you know, your friends hear that 10 times. They're like, now it's in their head. It's in their vocabulary now. And they just, okay, I'm not going to change it now. It's already done for me. And to be fair, you probably had this problem at one point as well. It's like, I can't think of a name for myself. I'm just going to call myself Dave. Just gonna put my real name.
Yeah, in the days of like Neopets and all that, I was doing stuff like go on 5005. You know, I'm not that guy. I promise.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh man, no, that's brilliant. I love the origin story, but that's fantastic. But I mean, shouts to the people that can't pronounce Densetsu. It's not as bad as you think it is.
You can call him Gohan 5005.
5005.
Now he's giving us the law. I'm definitely gonna say that if I see him in tournaments. I'm just saying, hey, that's Gohan.
That's Gohan.
But now my next question. Now we definitely got to get into the meat and bones of things. You are playing Sagatz. There is not many of you, and there's a very legitimate reason why. Why on earth did you gravitate towards Sagat as a character?
Man, I don't know. I think when I was a kid and I had Super Nintendo, I come from a family of very tall men. I'm 6'4" myself. And so when I saw Sagat as a kid, I'm like, hey, that's family. That's family. I gotta be a cousin. And so, he was always kind of one of my favorite characters. And then once Street Fighter 4 rolled around, I said, you know what, I'm going to play Sagat. And I didn't end up doing that because you kind of got, I don't want to say you got flamed, but we remember vanilla Sagat, right? I was a young man, and instead of playing to win, I said, you know what, I need to have some honor here. I can't play Sagat. And I also couldn't DP, but that's a whole story for a whole nother day. So, I don't know, when 5 was announced, I said, you know what, this is the time. When 5 comes out, Sagat is surely going to be in the game. He's one of the main characters.
Copy.
I'm going to be one of the best Sagats, because once I got into the game competitively in 4, you had so many Sagat icons. Ryan Hart, Sanford, L.I. Joe, Bonchan. Like, when Sagat was on the screen, and I don't know, he's just one of those characters that I gravitated to, because when he won, you just felt, wow, he just beat him straight up.
Yeah.
After vanilla, it's like, wow, that's just skill. I want to do that. I want to DP. Fast forward to 5. How long did it take Sagat to get in this game?
3 years? Something like
3 years?
Yeah, I think.
And I had to fulfill the I had to do it. Even though I was a Urian player at the time, I had already set in my mind, I'm going to play Sagat whenever he comes to 5. I just kind of committed to it.
Damn.
Okay, now I like that as well. Now I'm gonna be real with you here. So Sagat is in a better place than he was when he came out. Of course, obviously he gets these changes, and for better or worse, it's just everyone around him seems to just leave him behind.
Yeah.
Now, personally, level to level here, Densetsu.
Yeah.
Do you think Sagat works in this system? Not as a character, but as a character by himself, I
Yeah.
think he's fine. Do you think he works in Street Fighter 5?
And this isn't to downplay or to make excuses or anything. I'm a grown man. I want that to be established first, right? The biggest thing, as much as I love his playstyle, as satisfying as he is, I don't think this is the best environment for a character like Sagat, right? So you take even a matchup like everyone's favorite character, Luke, right? Luke, obviously, when he is correct, he's going to be rewarded handsomely. And it's like, okay, whatever, I can deal with that. But then you look at those red glowing bars at the bottom of the screen, and you're like, wow, when his is full, he becomes like Super Saiyan Sagat. Why does he get to throw 3 fireballs? And it seems like when Sagat was designed, they just said, we'll give them V-triggers, but they aren't V-triggers, you know what I mean? Like, they aren't game-changing V-triggers where as soon as you see that red bar glowing, you have to worry. I don't think when people are going against Sagat, they see his V-trigger full and say, oh no, what do I do? And that's a big part of the game. I'm not complaining. That's just, I feel, whether it's Dawson, Luke, even Urian, I think that's a big reason why people even think Urian is still a great character. Yeah, because, despite him being nerfed, Aegis is Aegis to them, right? When you see those 3 bars glowing, it's like, wow, I have to pay attention to something else. So to answer your question, I think as a character, like, he plays the role of Sagat well, but unfortunately in Street Fighter 5, being Sagat isn't the best position you could be in sometimes.
Okay.
But can I follow up on that, Jammerz, by
please,
asking, like, and this is with no Sagat prejudice or anything, but do you think it's healthier for a Street Fighter game when Sagat is not very strong, or do you think it's better? Like, is it better or worse for the game if that particular character is? Yeah,
I mentioned this in my stream all the time. Even 2-3 years ago, I would always say, at least Sagat's in the game. I feel like we are still paying for the sins of Street Fighter 4 vanilla Sagat. And it's like, at least they didn't send him to the Shadow Realm. At least he's in the game. Now, I could counter that and say, I don't know why Dawson's in the position he's in, because he's another one of those characters no one really enjoys playing against when he's godlike, right? But unfortunately, Sagat just wasn't as lucky this time around.
Listen, sometimes a character, again, individually, I think Sagat, like, you list it on paper, he should be the brick wall that you shouldn't really get past. But just because of how the system works and what they integrate into the game, some people just don't fit. They're just like, hold on, you are not the same. It's not that they're not the same. They don't work. It's like moving to a different department in a job. You just don't work here. You know the job. You know what you're supposed to do. It's just you don't fit in here. I hate to use that analogy, but I think it's probably the best one I can think off the top of my head. But
what is Sagat? If you could change like one, you get maximum 2, but it would be cool if you could only 1. Change one thing about Sagat that would make him so good you could win tournaments or at least World Warriors. What would that be?
I know one thing.
Densetsu. Sorry.
Me too.
I know the one thing.
Well, honestly, as a base character, I do think Sagat is fine. I think if you were to create a balanced Sagat without making people just hate the game, I think this is fine. Honestly, for me, and I don't have any specific ideas, so I'm going to just throw something out there. I just think his V system needs to be better. So, hey, V trigger, why do I have a target in my intro, but I can't use it? You know what I'm saying? That was supposed to be the next step.
Okay.
Because that's in the world of Street Fighter V, your V trigger is supposed to be something amazing.
My man said, use some of the time on the screen and I throw the tiger shot. Man, he really
it's like, hey, now I dare you to reflect this fireball, Manat, when I have a tiger on the screen. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's his V system in general, and I would change just. In this matchup in particular, I will be able to use V-Skill, I feel a little more, but let's say I'm going against a Cammy, a Luke, even, I've only mentioned Dawson, I'll get salty, but just one of these. It's just one of those things where I feel like, hey, maybe after an uppercut, I should be able to cancel in the V-Skill immediately. Just something that makes his gameplay, again, as a base character, I think he's designed well in terms of being Sagat. I do feel like I'm playing Sagat. I just think we just need to push it maybe a little bit more forward in terms of, hey, how can Sagat's OG game plan work around the V system? Because I think that's where he ultimately fails.
Okay, no, you know what? I like that. And I like that you mentioned Banat as well, because I have to talk to our boy Neon, because it's always good talking to Neon. Now, Neon, I need to ask you this. It's kind of a general question in terms of, character combinations. We've seen Laura and Poison with Idom. We've seen, we saw Karen and Sagat with Bonchan at one point. Obviously, we know Shax and people like Smug or Punk use a plethora of characters. You've gone with Manat and Colleen. Is that a good character combination? I want to hear it from you. Do you think that's a good character combination in general?
I think so, yeah. I think they cover each other's bad matchups pretty well.
Okay, what is specifically, because again, I don't play either of those two to the highest level, what is it that Manat covers really well that Colleen struggles with outside of fireballs? That's the only thing I can really think of. Is there anything else that she specifically does that helps out?
No, not really. I mean, fireballs pretty much is the main thing.
Okay, fair play. Now, obviously, the last time I spoke to you, Colleen was she was the talk of the town for a little while. Obviously, up there, courtesy of Kawano, doing some damage, but you weren't really active with the game at the time. But Colleen's just nowhere to be seen, but she made a special appearance at EVO and won that title. I don't know if you heard of that championship before. Just won that tournament, just left. But your opinion on Colleen right now, because she did get hit pretty hard. What are you thinking of Colleen right now, Neon?
I think she's still in a pretty good spot. She got nerfed in some places, but honestly, she still has a pretty good toolkit to make it work. And obviously, you saw Kawano do that. He's just so good.
I wanted to ask a follow-up question regarding that. Would you consider yourself more of a Manat main right now compared to Colleen?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I think you because I remember last time you said you'd have more fun with Banat. Was that right?
Yeah.
Is it just? Is it
I can sit in training mode.
Yeah, you just sit in training mode, enjoy the combos, and then learn something new. Was it okay? Let me ask you this then, because a lot of people have done this. Now I kind of put you in this category as well. Was it more of not counter picking or finding a character to back up your previous main? Was it more of a technical standpoint, a combo flexibility thing? Because I've seen a lot of people, they've shifted from their main and their sub character has more flashier combos or, you know, stylish V triggers or something. Was that ever cross your mind, or was it just mainly, nah, I just don't like fireballs, I got to reflect them?
It was a combination of both, to be honest. Like, it got to a point where with Colleen, I just wasn't having fun anymore, so I switched over to Minot, and I was like, all right, this is fun. And then I would just watch Sako videos and try to imitate the combos he would pull off. And I don't know, it's just fun.
Do you know what? It's fun over everything else, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, we are playing a video game, and I've seen it multiple times. It's because I've seen it when people play you on their streams. They're like, I don't know why Neon went off from Colleen, or why people deviate from a strong character. And it's like because they're trying to have fun first, and a lot of one of the biggest reasons, and I'm just going to say this generally here to people at home watching as well, one of the biggest reasons people get into fighting games is because of combos. And with Street Fighter 5, the combos have gotten longer, but they were incredibly short before. Listen, if you hit a 10-hit combo, we're like, hold on a minute. Like, you can do a combo in this game?
Yeah.
Hold up.
That's without super. That's without super. So, you know, now, first and foremost, if you like the combos, have fun. And it's a really big problem. But, Veggey, please, you wanted to ask
Did you just checking before I ask the question, did you play Street Fighter 4 Rose, Neon?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so because Menad is like in the same, not family, but like the lore, she's connected to Rose, right?
Yes.
Do you feel like playing Rose in Street Fighter 4 has any carryover at all to how Menad works, or are they just completely different with the same kind of like power, spirit, or what it's called?
Soul.
I mean, some aspects are the same. Like Menad's V-Trigger 1, for example, you can kind of use it like Soul Satellite. But that's about it. Like, I don't know, the orb, just setting it out and stuff, it's so much different from anything else Rose had in Street Fighter 4.
Okay, fair. Now, have you actually sat down with Rose in Street Fighter 5? I thought you would have done that by now.
No, because by the time she came out, I was already learning Menat. And I was like, I'll just stick with Menat.
Okay.
Good pick, though. Good pick.
No, very good pick. I mean, do you know what? Look, we're literally
Approved.
What we're in the closing stages of Street Fighter 5. There's about 5-6 months left. Do you know what, Leon? If you ever get the chance, I know you are learning, but if you ever get the chance, I think you should really dabble with Rose's V-Trigger 2. I think you'll have fun with that, just sitting in there, training mode, just figuring out. Or you can go and watch what's his name? It's in Street Fighter League. Urio's got really good combos and setups. So I think you would just have fun. Just messing around with that stuff in general. So I really think you should sit down and try and give them that go. Now, I've got to ask you as well, what is your favourite matchup using Menat? I've got to ask you. I like to talk to Shivs, but Shivs can be a bit of a downer sometimes.
Please say
Oh, mine?
Who's your favourite matchup to play against when you're using Menat?
Probably Oro. Oro's a lot of fun.
Oro?
Yeah.
Why Oro? He throws rocks
I don't
at
know.
you. Right.
Yeah, but I have V-Trigger 1 to counter it, kind of.
All right, do you know what? Now that you bring this up, let me ask you, because I remember the guys had this argument before about who was the best V-Trigger in the game between Oro and Menat. Who do you think's V-Trigger is better out of those two?
Oh, it's Menat's, hands down.
Why do you think that? Any specific reason why? Is it just more flexibility, or?
Yeah, for sure. Like, she can punish view shifts, view reversals, just a ton of stuff. Where Oro, he can't really do that. He just forces you to block, you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. No, that's completely fine. Because I like to hear it from different angles, because our guys over here will just argue about 3-bar V-triggers that are just multiple hitting items, and we can't really deal with them. So the peanut gallery don't really know. We just know 6 things are coming at us at one time, so that's how it goes. But
I have one question for PianoDensetsu,
Go
actually.
for it,
I
go
wanted
for
to ask you because I also kind of, I play an instrument, so I wanted to ask you, like, playing the piano, do you feel like playing the piano has made your execution significantly better, or made it easier for you to learn stuff in fighting games?
On a certain controller.
Hey, shut up, Adam.
So what did he say?
I know what he said. Let Densetsu answer.
Okay, so we're going to start in my honest days when competitively I did start in 4, but my love was Marble 3. And in that game specifically, I can say I don't think I would have lasted in that game if I didn't have a background in piano. I think that's why it appealed to me so much, because you get to press so many buttons. It's all about rhythm, the plinks, plink dashing even, right?
Yeah.
It's
So
like I feel like something like that was way easier, especially playing a character like Magneto. Or Doom,
All right, it all makes sense now because
It all
those
makes-
characters, especially Magneto, was like all about the play.
Dude,
It's all about the
try
movement.
dashing and doing I can't remember the jump button it was, but doing that loop is probably the most satisfying thing.
Grab a
you'll
loop, grab a
ever-
loop.
I think that's just one of the most satisfying things you'll ever witness.
It is, and it
100%.
feels really good to do that as well.
And back in the day, that's when I played on stick. Now, I would say after the 3rd season of Street Fighter V, once you go to multiple majors, you see so many different kind of controllers. But
Yeah.
I saw a hitbox for the first time,
Okay.
and I looked at it and I said, that's cool. That's cool. But it was specifically, I had entered an LCQ. I believe it was in Vegas. I forgot the year. I
2018.
want to say
It must have been
2018
because I was
Yeah.
there. That's why I remember.
Yeah, and I had lost a set against the famous K-Brad Cammy because I didn't DP fast enough. And I said, man, I feel like I could have had that. And then I started having these conversations, and I'm looking at these buttons, and my friend tells me, this is your controller. You know that, right? And I was like, I don't know, man. But long story short, by the end of the night, I had one ship, there was one ship to Georgia that night. I get back home.
The forbidden fruit.
And I said, you know what? Let me try Sagat on this. And my eyes were open. And so I think as a piano player, one, of course, when it comes to rhythm, just pressing buttons in general, I feel at home. But once I switched to hitbox, I really felt at home. That's when I say, these games were literally made for me. So,
let me ask you this. First of all, how easy is it to do a DP on the hitbox? Because I can't remember the motion. It was forward, down, and then have you got to do 2 buttons after that? Is there a shortcut to it?
No, so 4 and 5, they also graciously created just shortcuts within the system.
Yeah. And
hitbox just happens to take advantage of that beautifully. So if you just simply want to hold forward, keep holding it down, and then tap down and press any punch, that's a DP right there.
No way.
That's a DP right there. It's that easy. If you want to crouch, all you have to do is hold down forward at the same time your character's crouching, tap back. That's a DP.
That sounds like a San Andreas cheat code.
That's a DP. And honestly, the only hard part about it is getting, it's kind of like DPs in general. I feel like getting my DPs clean on stick took a while. And it's the same with hitbox. It's going to feel uncomfortable for a while. But once you start getting, once it's just in your muscle memory, you're like, yeah, this is cheap.
Wow. Okay. Now I've got time for 2 more questions, and hopefully we can make this first one quick. Densetsu, do you think hitbox should be the standard controller? Ooh. I like asking hitbox questions because they never give me eye contact when I ask them.
It's crazy because I was literally looking outside when you asked me that. I don't think.
So if everybody had a hitbox, would it be considered cheating or not a problem? That's a better way to phrase it.
I think anyone can play on what they want to. Yes. If we had a tier list, right? The hitbox may be in the Dawson realm, and that's all I'll say. Right? I won't tier the other controllers. I think they're fine, and you can accomplish whatever you want to on there. But tiers are tiers, right? They exist for a reason.
Well, you tell the people who do that on YouTube that they exist for a reason, that you don't get money off of your. I've seen some wild takes. I've seen some very wild takes.
Me too. I've had a few people angry at me.
But I just need to shoot in because you're saying like,
sorry,
because you're saying like, yeah, with Hitbox. I also played Hitbox for a while, for a long time actually, like 6-7 months.
Nice.
You said when you hold forward, you tap down. But when you play on stick, you also just hold forward and basically tap down for DP. I personally, I just don't see how it's that. The only thing I think is faster is the shortcut that allows you to do the DP with the up, because that's actually one input. But the other the two input, the release feels to me as if it's as slow as just going like this on your stick, because this is a DP on stick. It's not like you don't do this. You're not seeing me, but this is a DP. No. This is a DP. It's very fast on stick as well.
We need more people. We need more people like you. That's all.
No.
It's a bit overrated.
Let me interject. First of all, you must never say that in front of him. Do not say we need more people like Veggey, because we don't. Secondly,
thank you, by the way, Densetsu. That was really nice.
Secondly,
thank you.
When it comes to the input on hitbox and sticks for DP, Veggey, notice when people are using stick, their whole elbow comes out. Like, so they're trying to do the whole thing.
Oh, that's on them, though.
With hitbox, it's less.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Okay,
tap down and you have a DP on stick. It's so fast.
We're not gonna. This is gonna be another hour conversation. We're not gonna do this. Right. Well, my last question before the break. Right. I love asking this, and I know Neon. We've asked this before. I'm gonna ask you again. See if your answer has changed. PianoDensetsu first. You might surprise me. Who do you think the best character in Street Fighter 5 is right now, as of this moment?
Luke.
Oh,
Luke, for sure. You know, I am a Dawson hater, so I want to get that out there.
No, that's fine.
That character destroys my character, so I have to hate him. But I feel if we're just talking on an optimal level, I think Luke just... You know what Luke is? Luke is like if Sagat was actually amazing in this game, and Sagat would get the same reaction. Everyone would hate him, right? Those kind of characters that just control space well, no one really enjoys playing against.
Yes.
And I think Luke, when you combine that with the kind of combos he get, whether it's a meter, no meter, the corner carry, that is a Street Fighter 5 character to me. His V-trigger may not be as good as, like, let's say an Aegis or a Manat, but he's such everything is so complimentary. His kit is just... You know, is beautiful if you're trying to win.
Do you know what? That was well articulated, and I think you've probably hit the nail on the head when it comes to, because one thing you'll always ask, and I hear this with casuals a lot. It's what do you want in a fighting game? They said, I just want to move. They like movement before the combos. They just want to move around and do stuff. And when you play a character that stops them from moving, they hate that character. They don't hate the game. They hate that character because it stops you from moving. That's what people do. Trust me, I've seen this a lot now, and that's what I understand. Why people hate that.
Move, man.
Let me move. I mean, you know, but when you think about it, when he has V trigger 1, are you really going to hold forward?
No.
You can't hold forward.
And
that's
the thing
dumb.
is, you have to close the distance on him. Trust me, Capcom was smart. You have to close the distance on him because it replaces the V trigger, but at the same time, you can't let him be too far away because he's just doing the whole skidoodle meme. So you have to move forward. But we could talk about this all day. But yeah, Neon, what about you? Have you still got Dalsim up there? Have you changed your mind as to who the best character in the game
Wait, did I say Dalsim last time?
I think you did say Dalsim last time.
Oh my god, what's wrong with me? No, definitely Luke.
I see you guys leaving.
I might have to double check. I'm pretty sure you said Dalsim. Or no, were you just hating with Veggey again? That's probably what I remember. That's probably what I remember.
Definitely Luke.
No, the reason I have to ask is because a couple of weeks back, back last year, I should say, we had someone come on. He basically built up this whole thing to tell me Luke or Dalsim the best in the game, and he told me G was the best in the game, and I couldn't believe my ears. I couldn't believe what I heard. I was like, G's an amazing character, but G is not the best character in the game. He's like, you can't do this to me. But I always love asking this question because someone else is going to surprise me before the end of Street Fighter 5. Somebody's going to tell me Alex is the best character in the game, and they're going to bring out this 20-page dossier, and we're going to be here all
Alex
night.
is the best when he's warmed up.
Do you know what? And that's what the book's going to be called. That's what the book's going to be called before he explains it. But
But he's the best in V-Trigger 1.
Let's not go there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a short break. We'll take 5 minutes or so. When we come back, we're going to make sure PianoDensetsu and Neon in this lobby for this first to 10 get comfortable. Fireballs are going to be thrown. See you in a bit.
Tiger.
You can connect with a net battler on the other side of the planet whenever you want. Cyber Society sure is something.
Welcome back to Capcom Fighters here on Twitch. It's called Sets, the First 10 series, and I want to start off here by asking you, Veggey, do you want to hear a joke?
I always want to hear a joke.
Okay.
I don't always get your jokes, though.
Okay, but I think you're gonna get this. So, what do you call a Sagat player that takes all of their tech and matchup knowledge from Twitter?
I actually
don't
want to
think
ask
about
it,
it
but
too
I
hard.
have no
Don't-
idea.
okay.
Wait, okay. Let me just say, I don't know, a viewer.
Okay. Well, it's called copycat. Please don't laugh.
I liked it. That was good. That was actually good. I was going to show
Anyway.
you my. Never mind. Another time, there will be time for my incredible demonstration of how fast you can do a DP on regular stick. But I guess people just don't want to see that. So, well, at least we get this amazing set. We're running Sagat against Mirat, I think. I was first thinking maybe Neon was going to run Colin. And then I was thinking, but that match is very bad for Colin, right? And now it's just turned it all around because Menat is really bad for Sagat, or so they say. So maybe Densetsu is here to show us that we actually have no idea what Sagat is capable of. And that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that's what's going to happen.
Me too. I want someone to prove me wrong. Because that's my initial thought as well.
Yeah, I mean, if Sagat can't really throw fireballs, I guess that's his strength, and that's like his main strength. His timing kick is good, but it's not good enough to deal with the character on its own. So if it's true that he can't throw fireballs, it's looking bleak. But I mean, we'll see.
Listen.
There's Jammerz. Yes, let's go.
Listen,
The cat is back.
The cat is back from Twitter.
There are things in this game where you 100% know. It's like basically don't put your hand in the cookie jar. Don't do it. You do it anyway. It's just it's part of playing the character. It's second nature. You're not gonna not throw fireballs because half your tool set's already deleted anyway because of the matchup. But then you don't want to limit yourself even further because you just feel you can't do it. Because at the end of the day, he's still got to react. I know it's 2 buttons. I know it's easy at a certain space, but he's still gonna do it. He's still gonna do it.
But look at that costume.
Yo, he got the beard game strong.
I would play that character just for that costume. I didn't know he had.
Dude, the jacket. This came out with the Kage suit in like 2019 or something.
Yeah, it's the CPT, the season pass.
I am gonna play Sagat when the CPT is over because that is
Alright.
just too cool. Wow.
It is
What
really sick.
a costume. My God.
Right, okay, so it looks like Densetsu's gone with a whole second layout here, V-Trigger 2 and the Skill 2. I can understand Tiger Knees being very powerful here. I'm not sure what Tiger Assault is going to do.
I like the
though.
V-Trigger 2 actually because I find that V-Trigger 1 doesn't probably have as much value in this because
Guard
now
break.
you can actually
Nice.
have the guard breaks, yeah.
Okay.
You have an added layer of mix-ups. There you go.
Well timed.
But
Yeah.
the V-shift,
But I mean, like, the guard break's the obvious
yo,
thing.
that was sick.
The guard break's the obvious thing, but I don't know if the armor...
Okay.
I don't know if the armor's going to do something against, like, the Soul Ank, the retracts of the Crystal Ball, or
I just want to point out, we've heard a lot that Sagat does not have V-Triggers, but Sagat had no life and Menat had full life. V-Trigger was activated and Sagat won the round. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
Hang on. Look, it's no V-Triggers in comparison to, you know, the ones that are fearful. Loose V-Trigger 1, Urian's V-Trigger 1, Boxer, Poison, you know.
That's true.
Oro.
Yo, nice crosscut.
Oh, nice.
Like, I like how Densetsu
Right,
is
what did I
setting
tell-
up
what-
the
what- what-
offense here. Like,
What did I tell you both? I told you he can reflect the Tiger shots, but it doesn't mean he's not going to throw them, and he has to
that's
react.
true.
As long as the reflect has some startup before it reflects, you can actually use fireballs.
And he can
if you're good
actually
at it. And he's
yeah.
good. He's been doing it good right now, so.
Oh yeah, that V-Trigger actually reflects as well.
Oh, it could be decent damage here, but he has to look for that reset. I'm not sure if it's going to be a dive kick or he's just going to set it up, get that heavy Soul Sphere out of here.
Setting that Oki up, yeah.
Overhead, yep.
A nice V-shift break.
That's fine.
That's,
that's
gonna be
that's fine.
very fine. Yeah. Oh, another one. He got hit.
Do you know what? Okay, so now that I've seen it in one game, I actually want to see this a little bit more because I genuinely feel with that V-Trigger 2, it changes the juggle potential and the frame advantage of the Tiger Knee. So it allows you to be ignorant with that move. And Tiger Knee in this game is actually pretty decent. I know in Street Fighter 4,
pretty decent,
I know in Street Fighter 4 there was some nonsense with that because I remember the cross-up Tiger Knee to the Ultra
vanilla.
1. That was funny.
Dude, that was funny.
Oh, there was a deep dive with that dive kick there. Damn. Jesus. This is sweet. But this
I
is
think
it.
it's
It's how long PianoDensetsu can keep this up. This is my concern. Is how long can you keep this up?
The thing is, yeah, I could totally agree with that. You can get like a few games with this kind of style, but how long is it gonna take for Neon to adjust to this kind of a gameplay?
There we go. Gets the knockdown.
Looking rough right now, though. Takes that throw, got the activation, but it's not that much. Let's see if he can get something going. I like the use of the high fireball because it's harder. Like, if you try and look to react with a reflect, and you try to reflect the high fireball, you're gonna get counter it right.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, reset sitting with the V trigger.
He can't do Stand Fierce anymore.
Yeah, but the range, like, gotta get close before he can use that V trigger.
Get the shimmy. First, he's been trying that a lot. Neon, Densetsu has been good at holding his form, but you have to bite sometime, right?
Yeah,
Eventually, you're going to bite. Nice DP.
He spent the bar though.
The action's on point.
Yeah, he spent the bar, but the thing
Got
is
the
as well,
execution.
it's if he
Nice.
So-
Showing up the high fireball.
the thing is as well. I think with some of Sagat's matchups, especially the ones that are bad, if he gets a life lead, I think he can hold it for a little while. If he doesn't have the life lead, then obviously what Sagat players have been telling you all these years is true. I'm gonna get that anti-air, and he misses the heavy soul sphere, unfortunately.
Yeah, I really like this fireball trap he sets up. He does the high fireball, she reflects, and he does the Kara Tiger, low Tiger, and gets under the reflect and gets to start up his fireball game. Really nice stuff right now.
No, he's come with a plan. He's definitely come with a plan.
Yeah, he knows
Yeah,
his
he's
man.
already not reflecting them. Yeah.
Nice neutral jump to not deal with the
Just
plus frames.
absorbing them.
Leading punch with the counter poke, and then again throws the EX Tiger Shot just to catch him off guard in
No,
case.
yeah, ready for the anti-air.
Back throw.
Oh, nice.
throw?
Early panic tech there is working out. Couple of hits for Densetsu, but it's gonna be rough. Super on
this
deck,
is
everything on
really
deck.
rough.
Really.
Do you know what he should have done?
No
Yeah.
push, though.
Yeah, he could have.
yeah.
So cheap. Yeah, that's
right.
so cheap. No, that's so cheap.
And this
Oh,
is
definitely
what
over.
this is one of the things that Neon was telling us in the pre-match interview. It's like, look, I think this is one of the reasons why it's better than Oro's V trigger, simply because you can do stuff like that, punish V reversals, catch some stuff. And again, that was all negative edge. He just let that go after he saw the V reversal. So that was pretty much a guaranteed checkmate situation. Didn't even have to play chess to figure that one out. But yes, we're going into the next game here. That was deadly indeed. He charged up the V skill too. I like this Hanuman charge.
Yeah, I think
Nice.
the usage of the V skill is gonna be really important in this matchup for Sagat. Like, you need to try and abuse the Tiger Knee as much as possible.
I wouldn't say as much as possible because I think after a while Neon may try to V-shift it because V-shifting Tiger Knee is something that a lot of
That's
people don't
true.
do, especially when it's going to get maximum plus frames. I think
But it's also the same.
Like
That's actually, yeah, that's a good point. But it's also stands for the V trigger too as well. Like, you can try to do the guard breaks, but at some point you're gonna have to expect the V shifter too.
I want to.
You'd be surprised, man.
I want to see Densetsu with some empty jumps when that orb is out, because that nerf that you got in the last patch, where the crouch fierce hitbox is reduced in when the orb is released, is actually so significant that you can almost jump in her face and still her anti-air whiff if you have not pressed the button. But here comes the bait with
It's
the
going to be
dot kick.
unscaled. Oh no, he missed it. Oh god, he missed it.
Wow, that was so fortunate for Densetsu.
And then the throw.
Oh, it gets the throw.
He actually had a very big opportunity there, squandered it with an execution error because that should have been a pickup into some more Soul Spark nonsense, if I remember that follow-up correctly. But Densetsu looking strong right now until I said that. Commentator's curse, I'm so sorry.
Drops the cancel, does Neon, or maybe just one of the plus frames afterwards.
And this time he went.
timing.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Good, that's a good choice. I
Plus
like
frame,
that.
so yeah,
I don't know. I don't
really
think that's
good.
plus because I think the minimum it can be is minus. I think, or is that the regular version? He can throw
think
it
that
out
was V.
there, but he's not.
No, it's the regular version. That was the buff.
It was regular. Oh yeah, because the
Okay.
buffed up I think is always plus. I think you can always do almost.
Hang on. Let me find out. Before we start arguing about it.
Yeah. I wonder if he can DP through the cancel crouch medium punch into orb. Probably very hard. You have to do it like preemptively, but I wonder if that's something he can do to kind of counter it. Ooh, nice. Unfortunate for him though that the jump just whiffed on the heavy, and here comes those Kara Tiger shots. Let's go.
Okay, so he done it in his face. I think it's 0. I think it's 0 when he done that Tiger Knee in his face.
Right.
Here comes the
Crouch
activation.
fierce.
No, finds the
Big,
hit.
that's big.
That's huge damage.
That's
Makes
big
those
for-
long range
Oh, nice.
heavies work.
Overhead.
Another one.
Overhead.
No,
Just
he's going
wants
for
it.
it raw.
There's no V trigger ready for.
Could have
Neon, though.
actually
That might-
supered
yeah.
from the V shift.
Yeah, he could have, but he didn't. So that's a
Yeah.
lifesaver for Piano right now.
Yeah.
Yo.
Not having to deal with that.
Hang on. That chip was kind of insane. the EX Soul Spark into the second Soul Spark? That looked kind of insane. I might have to look at that.
Yeah, it is, dude.
No, don't do that! Don't do that!
Oh, Neon probably predicting that second fireball from like something like a reflect or something.
No.
Neon just predicting it. Densetsu just ready for it and punishes on reaction.
Do you know
probably
what
setting it up at some point.
The idea is super creative because people have been trying to do that against Guile from season 1. Now, again, like you said, that's more of a prediction. Seeing that second fire, we'll see if you've been like, just mindlessly throwing him out there. But when you have to wait, especially because he can't be throwing as many fireballs as he wants to, Densetsu, of course he's gonna wait. But, okay.
For sure. Oh, that was so late.
Nice usage of the fireball. I feel like he's getting great usage of it. It's definitely something that lets him stay in this match.
Sometimes it's even hard for the Sagat player to see if, like, how ambiguous the Tiger Knee is on block, because it depends if you're crouching or standing, and if it hits empty or kind of late.
I think we've seen enough of the crouching, standing situations with frame advantage. I'm not sure if it's going to be too much of a hindrance to Sagat. Because at the end of the day, the spacing is super important. But I get what you're coming from.
It's not, but it's not like Dan's EX Dankiyaku, but it has some, similarities.
Good. One of the good orbs are gone, just 3 left. Another good orb gone, 2 on the low. Nice forward dash. It's just beautiful. Just shakes up the timing. Gets it to waste.
There you go. Can't V-shift that one.
And then he's just going to hook it away. That button's amazing. And he does a frame trap. That's not going to be dead, though.
No.
That's not going to be dead. Still alive.
With the Oki, what's it going to be? Just chooses to go for the orb. And this is such a rough spot to be in.
Ooh,
nice.
Yes.
Sets up that low. I love it. Yeah.
And
Preemptive backdash from Neon.
That's another situation you got to look out for as well, because if he throws the high Tiger shot, medium or light version, so he gets Neon to reflect, and then he can throw the light one afterwards. Yeah, that's going to be a situation Densetsu's going to have to play around as well. There's a couple of things here.
Wow,
really like how
that was too sick though.
Yeah, they was
ahead in the game plan.
I really like how Densetsu is going for these different things after the fireball, expecting a reflect.
Wake up buttons there from, and yeah, that's what I was thinking of before. Is he going to use the armor to call against the Soul Ank? And he did, but not close enough.
I really do like this V-trigger choice by Densetsu.
Tiger Knee's coming soon.
Yeah, he was waiting for the dive kick. He was ready for the dive kick.
Okay, nice preemptive explosion from Neon there.
Yeah. Aggressive V reversal.
Yeah, good V break as well. Yeah, and I love that meat. He's set up perfectly there, but the jumping clean enough, and he gets the extra damage tacked on.
Yeah, the delayed hit.
Did not want to deal with an activation if he shimmied, so
he can't fireball. No, because it's going to be reflected.
Oh my days! Nice delay jump back to catch him out there. This is actually a good position for Piano right now. Densetsu, I should say. He's just getting out of everything. One more left, and that he takes it. I like it when you are challenging the V-trigger because you're not just blindly respecting it. If you're in the hitbox range of Menat and you press a button that is decently fast and has good hitbox, you will counter hit the slide even though she's throwing the orb behind you, right? So you have options to do when she's really close. You can't just let her. I really like how he jumped out, contested. It's like making it awkward for Neon to approach in the V-trigger when Neon is low.
You shouldn't be allowed to just, liberally and comfortably slide in V-Trigger 1 like that. And I like the fact that Sagat's stand medium kick, I still feel it's one of the better mediums in the game when you have a live kick, because it's actually very hard to deal with as a complete package.
Yeah, obviously, like in this kind of a matchup where you don't really find many opportunities to maybe press it compared to other characters, but it's still like a fantastic normal.
What a preemptive stand heavy kick.
The thing is, we spoke about this last week, right? I can definitely tell who's come with the game plan and who's playing the matchup because of how it's supposed to play.
Right.
The person who's come with the game plan is much scarier.
Yeah.
It always
Even
is.
if it's like view it as a bad matchup.
Oh, released orbs too late for that overhead
nice
to connect on the combo.
Gets caught. That was a nice recovery from Neon.
Good setup as well. Oh, he tried to catch
nice
the throw tech
jump. And I'll definitely say that that's good on hitbox. Like the delay jump, you're holding down back and you're delay tapping the back. Nice. Here comes the conversion.
The confirm.
Yo, straight to the corner. Wise choice. Good bar. Well spent. Just going to apply pressure here. And the jump out from Neon. I think he spent one of the orbs to get a conversion there, but didn't choose to.
Tries to fight off the durability of the V-Trigger 1 there with the EX Tiger shot.
This is some good patience and corner control.
Yeah.
Oh, gets the crush count. I'm sure. What is the God's DP startup?
I think it's a
Five?
5.
It's 5. Yeah,
no,
I think it's-
EX is 4 and light is 4, but medium 6.
So that was kind of
heavy is 8. So.
that was definitely a scenario that Densetsu could have taken had he blocked the DP, but he was already committed to pressing and getting crush countered. This happens a lot against Menad.
Good trade.
Really good trade for Neon.
Nice backdash. Finds the Hail Mary hit afterwards. Another stick.
Fireball.
Kara Fireball. Keeps it tight. The delay, I think that
super
delay
late
kept...
DP.
Yeah, that delay looked to keep Neon in front. Oh, it's gonna
That's
land.
gonna hit. There you go.
Good stuff there with Densetsu taking that. Going to a final round here in this game 5. Looking to go 4-1 up in this set. He's not justifying his case, by the way. This is a bad matchup.
Yeah. Ooh, what a nice bait from Densetsu. Into the corner. I don't know if could have gotten more, maybe. It's hard to know at that range because it's kind of far.
Yeah. Oh,
Make sure he stays on it. Does not want her to get out by using the orb. Try to stay close. Oh, unfortunate, but the plus frames on Densetsu's side.
I was expecting a back throw from Neon.
I like that patience on that not taking there from Densetsu. Definitely very aware of what Neon wants to do. Tries to get that empty jump, it looked like.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay, he's gonna
let's
cancel
go.
it anyway.
Oh, the
He's gonna cancel it
sideways.
anyway. Hey,
Corpse hop.
Left again. And oh,
Really
wow,
late.
that was fine. A combo.
Yeah.
The hit
Yeah.
stun on that
Crazy.
was full good. He's gonna get big damage and it's unscaled as well. That's crazy.
That's
gonna be a
really
reset
good.
goal.
That was really smart from Neon. He's been using that reflect
he
activation
did.
from the V-Trigger one already, like before in this set, but he maximized the effectiveness there for sure.
Yeah, that was sublime stuff there from Neon, and he closed out the round with
Great
the
awareness. Great
down
awareness.
forward orb in front of me, waited him to land, got the orb to trip him up, and he got the conversion from that as well. Again, he's been having a lot of fun, and he did say, I just like to sit in training mode, and I like to work some stuff out, and I watch some stuff from Sakanoko and see if I can replicate it. And boy, is that coming to fruition as he's showing us that. Nice sweep. That's a very good sweep, by the way.
Yeah, that's a really
That's
good
an
sweep
excellent
because you
sweep.
can even cancel it.
Oh, no, I mean, it's a sweep with the crystal ball. You can't say when the crystal ball's not there,
Yeah,
but I'm talking about it with the crystal ball. That's a good sweep.
Yeah.
I remember Rikkeman was abusing the hell out of that SFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something you need to really lab to punish, but it's and the cancel is -5 afterwards a lot of the time, right? So it's definitely things you can do about it, unless of course the orb is very close. But it's not something you're going to be ready for all the time, I think. It's kind of fast.
We're just getting the scores updated now.
happening.
It should be a 3-2 to Densetsu.
It's gonna be good. Gets corner carry.
What's he gonna do now, though? Yeah, I like keeping the jump-in approach.
Yeah, keeps the guessing.
Jump again, good into
When
it.
you can, definitely better.
He needed that.
But the EX, that was great from Neon, but he's gonna get pushed into the corner.
Do you know what? Yeah,
That was some decent damage as well.
but he needs that.
What's
She's
it
got
gonna be, though?
950, so...
He needed
Kept it meaty. Kept it meaty. Gets in range again. Has to guess.
Oh,
Nice
now you
patience.
gotta block off.
Beautiful
Yeah,
defense.
He might DP. If he finds opportunity, he might DP.
That was
No,
the
too far now.
opportunity.
Yeah, beautiful blocks of patience from Densetsu though.
This was amazing survival of that V-Trigger. We all know how hard it can be. That instant dive kick, go off and block it, plus
has
up,
one
or maybe
more
you're
orb.
taking, right? Yeah, but this orb has to come from the air to be dangerous. Densetsu in a decent spot right now. Needs to stop.
Dude, it's down to the wire.
The orb is behind. This is not good. This is so bad.
Oh, dude!
Unfortunate. Yeah,
Watch
he needs
your
to.
feet.
Yeah. You
It's
see him
not even
keep
watch your
throwing
feet, he
fireballs, right? You see him keep throwing fireballs because he does not want that orb to get behind him because he knew that would be probably game over, and that is what happened.
Nice DP though.
I think, no, do you know what? It's just careful placement, and he knows at times it's the awkward situations where he knows Manat wins statistically. That's what he's trying to avoid. That was just one of those situations, unfortunately, gets him to stand in fierce. And a clean jump. What a jump from Neon. That's
I feel like, yeah,
fantastic.
that jump was already like halfway travel when the fireball was coming. That was unfortunate.
I think he might need to be ignorant Tiger Knee again. Yeah, he's charged up. I think he needs to get back in.
I'm about to be ignorant.
I think, listen,
I love
I think
these.
he's do it. Throw again. We'll take that.
Throw. Closing in on that V-Trigger activation.
Oh,
Needs to hold this.
No,
though.
got hit by
Will he reset?
the roundabout.
Will he reset?
He has to.
Yeah.
He's not going to. I think he just likes the combos.
Finish the combo.
Yeah,
Ooh,
he's
that was
just a
punishable.
V-trigger combo enjoyer.
No, it
Oh,
was
nice! I love it. Jumping on the non-orb anti-air game, and I think Neon tried to slide or sweep again, but got hit by the jumping heavy kick.
All right,
That is a change they did to Minot. They made it so that you can jump more at her when the orb is out because her anti-air is significantly weakened.
Yeah,
At that
I remember you
point.
mentioning. I think, you know what? I really want to see these two play at this range here. Not so much buttons. It's Densetsu test the reactions of Neon with the fireball up close, and Neon just reflected back in his face. What a
Oh,
fail.
that was great dive kick from
Damage
Neon.
coming in. And the side
What a
swap
side
as
switch!
well.
Nah, that was too sick.
Wow, that was
so
good. You don't see
That
that
was too sick.
Yeah,
No,
that
you
was
don't.
sick.
Oh, the EX. Was that plus, you reckon? Nice.
I know it's
Surprise
really hard to
jump.
see sometimes if you're not familiar with it.
Oh, the surprise dash. Neon just willing to take the throw. Knows that if he gets out, he gets to get started.
I think he wanted that to cross cut. I'm not sure if he input
Yeah,
that immediately in reaction.
I'm pretty sure he was looking for the cross cut.
Is a reset overhead coming soon? He's just going to go straight for a
Pay
knockdown.
for it.
It's done.
He's been
That's
defending
so-
valiantly for so long, many activations, and Neon finally finds that instant dive kick.
Yeah, but this
Keeps
is
it
where...
the same side. It's hard. You can't guess forever. Can't guess right forever.
Well, look, this is where things start to elongate and they start to drag on because it's the matchup will begin to show itself over time. We see this with multiple matchups in the game, and it's like, yes, the game plan, that game plan Densetsu has come with. First to 2, first to 3. I wouldn't bet my channel points on him, but if he pulled it off, I'd definitely regret it. But we're seeing it right now. Let's see from this point onwards if he's going to stick with plan A. Has he got the contingency? And unfortunately,
So unfortunate.
do you know what I think he might have to do? I think he might have to either move it further back and just wait and throw a tiger shot instead. I've seen Ryan do that.
Oh, and gets it.
Or he's going to have to
Yeah.
walk and block the dive kick.
Little sign of frustration in this round from Densetsu, but let's see him recover. I'm sure he's very used to these scenarios. Oh, and he tried to find the shimmy, but Neon taking early. Taking as he went back, actually.
Oh, good. He must have mistimed that because that is pretty fast. No, she can't reflect the edge. She can't deflect
the
edge
Ume
fires.
walk-up V-trigger.
Neon is working great around the V-trigger though.
He's working way around the V-trigger. His V-trigger usage has been excellent as well. It's like, again,
That's so little damage.
that's fine.
Yeah,
he just
the
needs to, he
garbage.
needs to
it
get
is
Not a
fine.
big problem.
It is.
Wow, the preemptive reflect on the tiger knee. This is all Neon right now.
No, yeah. The instant overhead maybe? No.
No, don't need it. You don't need it.
No, yeah, no need.
Oh, make him regret those words.
Oh, dude, that's the second time that's happened. He's jumped into either a soul throw, or no, sorry, not soul throw, soul sphere, or just a retract. He's been caught jumping. And I'm not saying he's not cognizant of the orb. He's just jumping because he just needs to get out of his range, like Veggey mentioned before.
I just died in your orb tonight.
Well,
I mean, he took up
sink
the
that
code
in
again. I
Eurovision.
think the matchup is better for him without the code. There's something about that
Hey, done it
terrifying
again?
appearance.
Damage is coming through,
Okay.
early life lead. Right, this
Probably
is
gonna build another super bar if this round is close, right?
Nah, she'll probably get another 1 or 2 bars or so. We'll see how it goes. It's
Yeah.
not season 2 again when she came out. I'll tell you that. That was insane how she was meter building.
Luckily, it's not as
There you
bad.
go. That's what I was talking about before, right? That range there, just test him. See if he's going to react to the tiger shot and see if you can block in time.
Yeah.
Misses the anti-air before
Oh, that was so unfortunate.
Yeah, her
I
jump
think
is
it was
so
the jumping
slow.
Yeah, the jumping roundhouse as well, just kind of playing with the...
Looks like the active range had ran out. Oh, nice jump in. Finally
That was
finds
big.
it. Conversion time. Let's go. Conversion city corner. What's it gonna be?
It was decent damage as well.
Keeps going close.
Ooh, use it
Nice.
up straight.
Oh, misses the meaty. Probably could have added.
Oh, no DP this time.
Surprise jump from Neon activation. This is looking really rough. Oh, and he gets hit trying to interrupt, or maybe DP. A light punch, crouchy light punch was coming out.
Now,
Such
right,
a tough
yeah, see,
situation.
this is what I've been saying about Street Fighter 5 for a little while now. It's when you play your friends and you play first to 5, they're like, damn, I lost 5-2. I said, did you win the first 2 games? I said, yeah. I said, so you won the tournament set then. That's all that matters. Don't worry about the rest. It's fine. Now,
This is very true.
Now the problem is, because we're watching the first to 10, again, just to regurgitate the point, it's how does he swap out the game plan here? Because again, the limitations in Sagat, they're too huge for me. They're too big.
Oh,
Nice reaction with the sweep.
Nice anti.
would have been good. I wonder if he's just looking to crush like a Orba call out or something. Because it happened a couple
Yeah.
times now.
But
It's just
he's-
that forward heavy kick in his face.
He's never close enough, and again, you could swing out that forward heavy kick. To be honest with you, there you go.
Nice. No crush counter though.
This is it. He needs to get this lead, and he kind of needs to wait.
Okay,
That's it. He can't
this is a
necessarily
decent
go-
lead. This is a decent lead now.
Yeah, but you don't want to be
Activation's coming
overzealous here. But he feels the need to go forward.
Yeah,
I think
the
it was
way
more-
the way forward.
Nice! What an anti-air decision. That would probably live with a whiff, right? So that was super sick on Densetsu's side.
There it is.
It's a mind game if you're close enough. Remember, if you're not close enough, there's no mind game.
And I feel like even if Neon had that reshift, he didn't have to deal with the V-trigger, so it was still kind of a good call on his end. Even just taking that V-shift punish and being in still a good life lead with a Menat that's not
what a
close to
jump
you.
That was so
again.
unfortunate.
And again, he can build momentum off of this, and he can look to bait a Tiger up.
Yeah, there it
It's
is.
gonna
Once again, gets caught by the orb.
start. Getting the full combo here. Yeah. Just get that
Next,
knockdown.
and
And
then another
another orb as
orb.
well.
Oh my
Oh,
days.
such a beautiful situation for Neon right now.
Nice
Now,
interruption.
is he going to try and bait
Get some
again with the
space.
dive kick? Is he just going to wait? It looks like he's just going to wait. And he got
No,
caught again. He keeps getting caught. He's been caught numerous times just trying to avoid that. In general, it hasn't really worked out. Neon's got CA again, so if he looks for an early CA, that'd be a good choice.
Definitely would.
Buff from the
Spend
crouch
it,
medium.
get the lead. Oh, wow.
Bait it! Oh,
Nice
I thought he
defense
baited it! I thought he
intended.
actually baited it! That would have been sick if he baited it.
Just waking up with that.
Yeah, he has baited the
was
DP
coming.
before.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's
Before.
good.
Yeah,
They're gonna
yeah,
come
yeah.
soon.
It was inevitable.
Now this is a disgusting situation. Yeah, he's gonna look to do it again if he can get big damage
Yo,
because
that sweep is so.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe. Oh, nice! Big conversion time.
yo, he had that. That's sick. I didn't know he had that.
Oh, tries to get such great patience from
That's-
Neon.
Yeah.
He knows he just needs to get
there you
activation.
go.
But now though, damage
Yoki.
time.
Ah,
And finally he throws.
no! If he not back throw, that would have been it.
Wow, that was no damage. That did no damage.
That's still not enough, and now he has to guess. Oh,
I love it.
nice!
I love it.
He's using the standing medium kick
I love it.
exactly in the right times where it's needed. He's not trying to overuse it. He's using it perfectly in the last moments where he needs that last squeeze of damage.
Well, I think the biggest thing for me where he's using stand medium kick is when Neon's in V-trigger. He hasn't really used it outside of when Neon's in V-trigger because he knows Neon needs to mount the comeback. He's challenging a very good button in stand medium punch from Manat with the crystal ball. So it's a pretty gutsy challenge, but it's been getting him a lot of the wins that he's got on the board. Half
Yeah,
the
we've
time,
kind of
so-
discussed it already. Like, you kind of have to have these gutsy things in this matchup. Or so it seems.
Okay. Unfortunate. Great start for Neon. And Setsudo finally gets that power up. Yeah. Is he gonna
Bursting
try?
power.
Is he gonna try to get? Yeah, he's just waiting for it. Would be a bad situation should he get hit by that orb on the way back. Nice, confirm into the
Gotta get the
activation.
corner carry.
Yeah, the corner carry is huge.
Yeah, the EX knee, that's good. That's good. Good idea to get the full
Oh, and-
corner carry.
And Neon is just on the tech. He hasn't been teching for so long. After one throw, he's just there. It must be frustrating for Densetsu not getting the right guess a lot of the time.
Yeah, and also losing the last charge there with the V trigger.
All right, close the gap.
He might just,
Oh,
if he's
okay.
lucky, he's gonna build another V trigger.
No, I
No, he
I
has to
don't.
be
I
ready.
don't
I mean, if he blocks
see-
enough.
he needs a crush counter or two, and maybe a big combo. But this is not looking bleak. Oh, the
Oh,
pain!
there it is.
It gets
That was sick.
everybody.
That was sick though.
The Sakanoko was doing that as well. That
Wow.
is insane. Oh man, that's insane. Lovely stuff. I love it. Yeah, the utility that Neon showcased with the V-Trigger today, I could tell from what we saw, or when I see him playing this character on his streams, and from last year as well, been a significant improvement. All right, there you go. Trying to get Soul
Nice.
Spark, but he's crouching, so he missed that completely. He's back again.
Again with the
Nice
chip.
back, but I like the back jump. Unfortunate with the heavy kick, getting hit by that orb recall. It's not a nice place to be.
Ooh, I like the crouching medium punch, completely avoiding the back called orb.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the anti-air you want to do when you're getting jumped at.
Yeah, but you've got to be at a
just
specific
walking.
range, though.
It's definitely for the far jumps.
And again, has to block that. And the thing is, I think there's a mind game there as well. I think you can maybe dash, maybe be sneaky with the dash at one point from... oh, what a jump!
Oh!
These guys have had pretty, like, hard jumps that have worked.
Yeah.
Nice. Goes for another throw. Is not
Hold
dissuaded.
up. Stun is building as well.
Oh, what an escape from Neon.
Yeah. That was clutch. Out of
No. Yeah, does not want to get that orb behind him, and I understand it. Now, though, yeah, just jumping out of it. I guess that power up. Great stuff.
Densetsu also not using neither.
I feel someone's
Yes,
good. I
that's
feel
enough.
this round might be decided by a jump, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel a jump's coming.
I smell. Oh.
Oh, the jump was there!
That looks so
Yo,
wrong.
the first EXT,
Okay.
let's go!
Let's go.
8 seconds.
No!
It's not
Oh,
easy.
he has the beam reversal. That was smart.
Yeah,
And Densetsu
definitely
just
over.
backing off. Back off.
I'm
Nice
over,
and
baby.
slow.
Damn, we're here for the long run. Get comfortable, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm enjoying this.
Lean back.
Well, this matchup is so cool to watch.
Yeah,
Like,
it's really
me,
interesting.
oh, what a whip punish of a clutching knee. What if that was reaction? He just did it.
Oh, that was such
Another
a
buffer
beautifully
whip punish, yeah.
inserted crouching medium punch.
Is he going to use the next knee? That's a good answer.
There you go.
Trying to catch a backdash.
Yeah, catching it back there. Exactly.
Nice jump again. This is the thing. Like, Manat will jump forward, not just with the dive kicks. He will take those risks. He will take those hard reads. And get that jump forward as well. It's been successful for Neon for a couple of
Densetsu
times.
will jump forward as well, but it doesn't work.
He got crushed for his troubles, but no big conversion. Neon, though, V-Trigger ready. Oh, slip. Oh, be very afraid. He reflects.
He activates
Very
first,
bold
yeah.
Okay, the
Nice.
V reversal.
Oh, he's got to be careful.
Trying to charge headlong in.
Right, if he can get close enough to do like a Kara super or something. No, he spent the bar. I would have threatened him with super
Yeah.
if he threw out the orb.
Oh, and that was such a late recall.
Damn. That's like those recalls. There's been times where a lot of the rounds that Neon has won, it's been for the recall. Whether it's been the neutral jump, jump back, situations like that. I don't know if he's forgetting it was there because, again, it's at a situation where Tiger Shot can clip you to get the life lead or get you the round. Just nick it. And I feel he's just trying to nick these rounds because he knows he can get it, as opposed to let me respect it all one more time before he throws it out again.
Ooh, nice DP.
It's a difficult situation to be in.
Spacing on the Neon side, though. Very beautiful, very nice.
Nice jump. Wow.
Timing there from Neon again on those jumps.
So good.
Oh, and he tries to wake
that
up with a
was-
heavy kick.
Yeah,
Neon is so good at Neon has played like offensive characters for a long time, right? So he really has that mix. He knows how to make the opponent
Okay.
make the mistakes, but here we go.
Okay. Nice juggle. No damage.
Nice
though.
forward dash. I like him mixing up the forward dash as well. Gotta take
That
the
Tiger
chances.
knee, I love it. Just build that up, get that up. Nice, good
Right
punish,
there,
let's
standing
go.
medium kick. Hit confirmed.
I would
That's
have
a
saved
lot
that
of
bar.
damage.
I would have saved that bar, but I could be wrong. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Nice that combo again, but too far for the and
Nice
speed
block
on
on the
overhead.
overhead.
And the jump out. So beautiful.
Oh, catches the jump with the tiger shot.
And
Just
too
on
close.
Neon.
Nice.
And Neon, I think Neon beat him to the punch, but he might have done it at like a frame or two too early before that tiger shot connected. That's why the speed of these tiger shots are pretty pivotal in this.
I'm just loving these sweeps, reaction counters to the high tigers when close.
So good.
Oh, he's so good.
A sweep for a sweep. Look at
Oh,
the chip.
nice.
He gets caught midair as well.
Because he had seen earlier that Densetsu would try to jump out of the
Yeah.
normal explosion after that, so he does 2 EX.
But this
just
time
to
he's
catch that.
yeah. And he
beautiful
also
stuff.
this time he placed the orb higher instead of lower, so you can't jump away from it.
Nice anti-air from the both of them. Crush counter hard kicks all the way. What a juggle straight to the corner. And he's going to just
Right,
dash
let him
up.
cook. Let him cook.
No cross cut. He's already committed to the forward H kick. V-Trick is not here for Neon yet, but once he gets it, he's going to have to firm it. If he can't get himself out of the corner here, Densetsu. Super's there.
Oh, the double jump with the early jump heavy kick actually there. So the active brings the gun and got
No!
He just
Double.
threw the Ume V-trigger
Oh,
it
wow.
like Veggey
Oh,
said.
wow.
The Ume V-trigger.
Is that what the Sagat players have been telling me all the time? They said he doesn't work.
But Densetsu has a super here once again.
He has a super, but Neon so good at just mixing
Nah,
the approach.
he's got to be way close to do that super if he wants to hit him.
Yeah,
and win the
yeah.
game.
For sure.
Just you stand facing the super or something.
Holding that orb. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Great for Neon.
I felt really bad for him when the uppercut missed after the
Yeah.
What happened?
Dude,
was
I think the most heartbreaking thing was the EX knee completely whiffing on jumping Minat.
Yeah, earlier.
That was so whack.
Crush.
What a crush and the conversion.
Nice confirm.
He's got hurt in the corner.
He can do that in the corner, can't he? I forgot. Oh, the jumping game!
Oh, the jumping
Neon-
from Neon so well.
Neon having played Calling for so long has probably become a master at reading fireballs because you kind of have to, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is he trying to shimmy?
I think
What was he cooking?
Neon's decisions on defense have been
Oh,
really
there
good.
you go. The
like, in
standing
general.
reset. Goes for the grab.
Okay, just trying to get some sort of hit here. He might have to go back to the
I
tiger.
really
shot
like that
strategy.
was like the patience from Densetsu because he was possibly waiting for a super or something.
Oh, he got hit with the dive kick. That's it. That's the game. Yeah, he's done. If he gets the whole thing, that's it.
Thanks for playing.
Woo! There you have it,
there's
Mr.
that.
Jess.
Thanks for playing.
Wow. And that's it, you know. Obviously, if he didn't have any orbs left or anything, that dive kick would have been hell unsafe because he was standing. But that's exactly why he is doing the dive kick, because he can make it safe, get that full conversion. And that's the situation where you're not really going to try and jump back in that situation. And you want to take when you know you shouldn't. I think the only thing Densetsu hasn't done there is he hasn't just mashed out an EX Tiger uppercut. He hasn't done that just to kind of let Neon know when you bring this reset situation to me, whether or not you are going to finish the combo, I can throw it out there. So we'll see how it goes. 6-4 to Neon right now.
Neon's so good at those pattern recognition, finding those things to just abuse at the beginning of the round.
Putting 1-1 together.
Yeah. Oh, unfortunately, I wonder if that was actually a Quad Fierce.
Probably,
This became one of those buffered inputs. Oh,
That
wow.
was
Neon,
such
so
a
ready.
Sick V shift.
Sandwiched in, but he presses hard kick to get out of the trouble
Really
there.
like the roundhouse usage from Densetsu as well.
No, do you know what? We were talking, me and F were talking about this last year when we watched Reinhardt play in one of the CPTs. You can press hard kick on defense with Sagat and it can get out of strings. It's got some weird hitbox, hurtbox interactions in some situations.
Tech.
And it's like one of his most rewarding buttons as well.
That's true.
Gets that slide in. Nice tech from.
Oh no!
He tried to jump away, but there is no escape from Neon in the corner. That was great from Neon.
Do you know what's crazy?
Playing
Do you
the
know?
trap.
Do you know when it's like you're watching a fight, but a third party is interfering all the time. That's what's happening.
yeah.
Literally, there's literally situations where Densetsu could have won the fight, but something else is just there.
Yeah, it's like you get pushed out of the rings, the orbs are like, get back in there.
Nice tiger uppercut.
There we go, just waiting again. He's lost the life lead here, Neon, but jump in again.
Trades are fine.
It's actually a good
fine,
trade for Densetsu, yeah.
Wow, what a timing on that sweep.
Ooh, just jumping out like I don't want to be a part of this.
Nice trade.
Nice.
We'll take it. We'll take it. He's only got 2 buttons
Yeah,
left.
straight up challenging the V-trigger activation there.
Nice again.
Another one just to startle for the tiger knee.
Unfortunate.
Has to deal with 3 of the great bars.
Gotta be careful here.
Is he dead? He didn't like this. There's going to be a lot of scaling.
Depends on what is Sagat's life 1050. It's 1050. That's looking like he's gonna be dead.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He has to be.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah, he's done.
Is he gonna kill? Yes, it is.
Yeah, raise your leg.
Last hit done it. All right, he's building a bit of a win streak here. We're looking at 7-4 at the moment to your boy Neon. Again, have we run out of mental stamina? Was the game plan just never good enough in the first place? I don't know.
Good for a sprint, maybe not for a marathon. I don't know.
Well, look, there's been.
All you need
signs
is
of
3
life.
games for tournament though, and he did have that. So, yeah.
He won the tournament set. He's won
He
the
will
tournament.
have, yeah, he will.
As long as when you go into these lobbies, as long as you get the 2 or 3 first games, as you said earlier, Jammerz, you can think like, okay, I can win this tournament.
Yeah,
now let's just practice, right? Oh, nice slow fireball. I'm just loving how Sagat is just like pacing after that so slowly. Oh,
I like
I'm
it.
getting a little bit too
Densetsu.
antsy, anticipating.
Yeah. Also, Densetsu just willing to wait it out.
Wow.
Oh, no! I'm not sure if that was a punish anymore.
Tries to find that standing heavy kick and finds the
I told you.
automated hit. Yeah, that's so
That
good.
has been a good option. He has been able to consistently activate from the standing roundhouse. Oh no,
Misses the
confirm.
confirm though, and then just goes for it. I
That's a
understand
big
it.
miss from Densetsu.
And what a
That's
jump
really
from
unfortunate.
Neon. So good at that. He must really have something on him.
Oh, the empty jump.
Take throw again. He's looking
Hardy.
bleak. Oh, he spent the bar. I thought he would have looked to try and chip him or something. No, he's got V meter now. I can see on Densetsu's side. He hasn't really had a chance to use super either.
Yeah, he hasn't had any.
Neon does have that one orb to kill the V reversal though, as he did earlier, but there it's out.
There it is, yeah.
Right, if he can...
Well, just sit. I mean,
No,
just
no,
sit.
no. And do what? Lose the
No,
game?
no, you
Nothing.
do what?
No, I
Yeah,
mean
lose the
Neon
game
side.
on
I
time?
mean on Neon
Oh, I
side.
thought you were talking about Densetsu. I was like, yeah, just sit. I was like, what?
I mean, I want to see more Menas. Just when they have a decent life, you just throw that orb and just wait like 20, 30 seconds.
Not everybody like jumps over the moon when someone's just sitting there doing nothing. Oh my god, this is 5-head galaxy brain gameplay.
No.
All right.
Denise.
Did.
Yeah.
Nice DP.
Nice.
I know you're trying to
Another
say
one.
it, but it's a bit too close. So nice frame trap.
Oh, okay.
Oh no!
Oh, the timing on that dive is so beautiful. I love the escape.
Oh, that was such a graceful escape.
Nice usage of
Oh, okay. Gets the Oki.
Close. Activation's coming though.
Well, if he stands out, okay, yeah, he's looking for the sweep. I think the sweep's got a little bit more range than the.
Ooh, I like the forward jump. There it is.
I always, yeah, sorry, but I always like when people like turn it around when someone activates, because you kind of surprise them. You're supposed to be so scared, right? But then you're just like, nah,
Oh, do you
I'm
know
just
what?
gonna jump.
That's why
it's so good.
That's
yeah.
why a lot more people bait after the activations now.
Yeah.
Nice damage.
That's nice.
Oh, he could have got punished
yeah, he could've.
there. No, but
Nice
I'd never be ready for
challenge.
that anyway. So
Oh, and the chase down.
Chase down. He tried another one. Neon ready at that point though, but it's a great position to be in for Densetsu.
That's it.
What a
Oh,
timing!
Oh no!
wow,
Dude,
they really were telling me the truth.
Bro, not every combo is supposed to work at every range.
Even
mean-
with no, but that was 2 meters, man.
All right,
that
do you
was
know
2
what? No,
meters.
do you know what? I'll tell you this, right? Because if you in that position in tournament and you lost, you said why?
Yeah.
You would say 100%
Yeah,
without
you
doubt.
would, you
Why
would.
does that work?
Yeah, but that's
No,
me.
you,
I complain.
you wouldn't be
I'm
saying, "Oh, I can't get anything. I can't get
I'm a whiner.
everything in this
No,
world.
but,
I
but
can't
wait,
get
you
everything."
You can't say you're a whiner and then come out with these philosophical words saying not every combo should work at every range.
When it affects me, I'm upset. But when it affects someone else, I'll be like, but maybe that wasn't the range for your combo.
Damn. I remember you said that, you know.
Which did I say?
I don't know. I remember what you said.
Big jump.
Good damage here as well.
Yeah.
Tip throw. There you go. Good stuff. Got a life lead here, but he feels the need again to be over-aggressive. Get in. Yeah, it's a crouch. He has to hold this. Yeah, he's got to hold
That's
maybe
one
3
throw.
throws.
All these throws though. Nice jump out again.
Crouch guy.
There's the roundhouse.
Not dead though.
Oh, he missed that.
Like that drop, I agree with you though.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, nice. Classic. No, it's the classic. Yo, it's the classic.
Hold on a minute. Oh wait, he might
No, he's
still be
not
alive.
dead. He's not dead.
Damn, if he did the whole thing, that would have been done.
Definitely would have.
And he's done it again! He's done it again! Oh, dude! Why did he do that?
Let's go.
Dude, is this a circus? Look at the orbs juggling. Is this a circus?
Do you know what? That's that meme where the frog drops his McDonald's on the floor. That's just...
Why can't I hold all these
It's like, what
orbs?
the... Well, man, that is just terrible, man. That is sad. That's actually from me.
Someone said criminal.
It was.
They went around from Densetsu though. Neon's been in the driver's seat for a long time.
Good backdash there. And no punish on the sweep. He could have
No
got punished.
punish. That's so unfortunate.
It is a bit awkward, you know.
I
Yeah.
have heard, but that looked like a range where he could have sweep back or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It did.
Something about the blocks then too. So you often press and it's like, oh yeah, I had to wait more.
All right, let's see. He's still got the life lead here. No EX bar, but he's got V-trigger. So he might be looking for that hard kick. Maybe in a sweep. Yeah, there's a hard kick. There's one. There's the other one.
Oh, that's so good. That's actually one of the more consistent things about this matchup that has been working several times.
What, just getting hit by a boot.
Yeah, exactly.
So, hey,
Don't
listen,
forget
man,
the knee.
I've been-
Don't forget the knee shields.
Me, Vicious, and shout outs to Vicious, a couple other commentators, we were saying this for ages. It's like, look, just press a heavy on defense and you actually might win.
Just throw it out, man. You want to throw that out? Just throw it out. Yo, nice DP.
You're not lying. He wasn't lying. I wonder if DP is like the answer there. Kind of hard to be ready for at all times, though.
Crush counter.
Ooh, let's go! Another one!
Yes.
Another one!
I like this range because he's trying to react to the tiger shots. He thinks he can take his turn back, but Hard Kick's beating him to the punch.
Great point, Jammerz.
He's beating it to the punch. I like that range.
Yeah.
Will we get another number one?
I think he should jump.
You're
I
fighting
think
on
he should
my
jump.
turf now.
I legit think he should jump the other way.
It's gonna be.
Nice addition. Nice save.
Oh yeah, I understand. Dialing that anti-air a little bit there.
Oh, gets caught by
Activate with the sweep. And not ready for the overhead.
No.
Yo. Dropped? Was that a drop?
I don't know how hard that is to get the pickup. I don't think he's dropping it intentionally.
Now you gotta prepare though.
Oh, it's saved.
Maybe we should have two pieces of armor. Oh! Big drop. Densetsu's just not ready to punish. No one really is because it happens so seldom.
Why?
No, that explosion is criminal.
I want to see something sick with a super.
He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna use super.
I want to see something sick with a super.
He's not
But
gonna
I want to
use
see it. Oh, he almost
He's
had
looking for it. Oh, he threw it off.
Too obvious.
to.
You too obvious.
You had to. Yeah, he
Nah,
was
it's too
forced.
obvious, too obvious.
His hand was forced.
Do you know what?
But imagine if he had
Greater powers were demanding that.
No, do you know what? The thing is, in that situation, you wouldn't think it was in the ball wasn't in his side of the court. It was. Because Neon was looking for the DP, that's why he blocked. But like Veggey said, they walk up throw, add the pressure, it would have worked. But the thing is, he's refusing to do anything or threaten with super. I'm gonna have to ask him to super do nothing in this match outside of combos. I'm gonna have to ask him.
That's definitely that. Like that's everyone has been in that situation though. There's like this little voice in your head like, do it.
It's like sometimes when it's not the last round of the set and you kind of lost, you can do something fun. Yeah.
Well, it's 8-5 right now to Neon. 2 more games to go for him to win, but Densetsu is the one with the mountain to climb, but there's more than one way up the mountain. Let's see if he can do it.
Chase down. And
That was punishable.
Neon knows,
so
just like Densetsu knows, when they're on the prowl, they might not be ready for those escape jump outs.
Okay, he's looking for that jump again. He's gonna have to move a little bit closer. I think he's gonna have to try and probably look for the low step kick.
Yo, the
it's
extremely long walk
Yeah,
and
it's gonna
finds
be
the counter hit on
gonna be it.
Densetsu.
Whole thing will do it because he's in the corner as well.
Oh, drop!
Oh, doesn't matter though. The plus frames everything.
Damn, that was unfortunate there. Again, things are just slowly slipping away from Densetsu again. This is probably one of the most mentally draining, longest matchups you'll see in Street Fighter 5. And the fact that he's lasted this long, I gotta give him props.
It's an amazing match as a viewer though. Wow, what a long walk-up throw with the orb out. Tries to go for another, Neon's not having it. That meaty step.
Okay, that was.
He's looking for a hard kick again, he was looking for it.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Nice.
There you go.
There's that jungle and the surprise dash. It's been a while now.
Yeah.
Okay, catches with the.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
With V skill too, it would have worked, but like that
dead.
requiring the
There you
V
go.
skill, that's so unfortunate.
That sucks.
That's
Do you know what? Do you know what's crazy?
Jammerz.
I know what's gonna happen when we're in the final month of this game. People are gonna say, "What are you gonna not miss?" The Sagat players are gonna say, "His combo's missing." I'm not gonna miss that because
That's unfortunate.
that just looked unfair.
Tiger F in the chat.
That looked
Even
like I
I-
need to get you a gift because your combo dropped.
Tiger F.
Like legit. Like that was unfortunate. And it's like sometimes you just gotta watch. It's like, oh well, that's the life you chose though, not me.
That's true.
That is true.
That's the life.
Imagine
Nobody
going from
forced your hand.
Yeah,
Nobody
from
forced your
Urian to this life. But the payoff will be great. But the things you learn by playing this character.
I mean, when your combo drops, so your combo don't work, it don't work.
Don't work,
it.
it don't work. That's true.
Oh man.
Maybe that reflect should have some more recovery if it's not reflecting anything.
To get like a straight poke or projectile, man,
Yeah, from the range that he's whiffing the reflect though, like you don't get it.
Yeah, no, that's why Veggey's saying give it more
Yeah,
recovery so something stray can hit it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
for sure. I agree.
Nice, uses that explosion.
Give this character some recovery.
If it's not a jump zone. Oh, they did over time.
They actually did.
Once upon a
It's
time.
gonna be
My girl was dominant.
Densetsu. Nice, confirm on a
okay.
stand heavy kick.
Reset.
Resets
I
into
like
the
the
throw.
reset.
Big damage. What a jump back. It's not
Oh,
that
he does
dangerous.
it again! F it!
Don't matter. Doesn't matter that you activate. I'm almost done charging. You better do something quickly.
No, okay, I can see that Neon's like he's trying out different answers against the charged Tiger Assault there.
Wow. Yeah, because Densetsu is varying the timing and the
Sure.
frequency.
Yeah,
He's throwing
listen,
those out. Like,
this
Neon
guy-
has to do that as well.
This guy's in there like swimwear against a character who actually is wearing her swimsuit.
Nice backdash from Densetsu. Neon wanted to throw him back to the corner. Densetsu's not having it, and there's come.
Nice
Here comes the juggle.
That's
Wait,
such
what?
a sick
Wait, did he do
juggle.
that?
Yeah, he can do that.
Like you knew he could do that.
I actually knew because I've watched Densetsu play.
Yo, I was gonna start watching him play too, but that's unfortunate. That orb is an anti in itself.
Is he dead? Oh, he's done. That's a wrap. Oh no, he isn't. He's dead. Oh, he
Drop
is.
and a
He
half.
the bar. Get the super. Yeah.
Tiger!
Yeah.
Okay, Tiger W in the chat.
He finally spent it. Do you know what I said? Is there any way he can use it outside the combos? But it's the very last hit, and he built the bar. God bless me, building at the right time.
Still alive!
Hanging on by a thread, literally. Right, no joke there. But okay, I seen he's taking more of a stubborn route. Again, he's limited the options. The hard kick's been super consistent. The anti-airs have been super consistent as well. I think is when he wants to spend the bar on certain things for conversions. That's what's getting him in trouble. But now that he's only got one game basically left to play, I don't know how risky he's gonna be. Is it gonna be more risky
On his last pause, would you say?
Wow, that was why is it when you said that wasn't coincidence. That definitely was not coincidence. Hell no, is that coincidence. That was not coincidence.
It wasn't my fault.
This I can't even swear.
No.
This guy.
If Densetsu loses that.
No. He literally said on his last pause, and it just went.
It wasn't my fault.
Nah,
Why would I want to stop that? I was enjoying myself.
I'm telling you.
No, that was not coincidence. Hell no.
Someone said that's me.
Someone,
My bad. It was me.
someone legit is gonna clip that out of context, and they're gonna have that as their something on Twitch. You stay there.
That was last pause, but
Yeah, you can have that as your sub thing on Twitch.
Listen, no, I'm not bugging you. Somebody in the chat tell me that was not a coincidence. He literally said Sagat's last pause.
Hey.
And pause.
Hey.
I didn't know you had DDoS powers like that, Olvaha.
That's crazy. You should put that in your next commentary reel.
Get that trending on Twitter.
Now put that in your commentary reel. That gets all the views.
They didn't play the game, or did they play the game?
No, I think they're gonna play it now. Hold on, let me find out if they've actually dropped a message.
The assist, yo.
That
We're playing Marvel.
That was actually kind of bonkers.
Marvel, baby.
Technically, he only has one more game to win. We'll see what happens here. Let me find out. Okay, I think they're gonna decide now. I don't know what happened, but we're still here. Okay, let me find out. Did you play the game? No. Okay. It looks like
redo the whole set. Come on, dude.
Okay, all right. They're gonna play. It's basically 9-6. We're gonna play.
Oh,
for
it's a feline versus feline.
We do play from.
No, you're not allowed to change costumes when you're winning. Auto win for Densetsu. It's 9-7.
Restart the set.
No, I know. See, you lot. See, do you know what? I know if you went up against your worst character and this happened, I'm taking the game. I'm not playing him again. I know what you lot.
I would take it. If it's a tournament, I'll take it.
All right. Let's see how this potential last game goes. PianoDensetsu, hopefully the momentum hasn't completely broken for him there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Still
The
has those standing
roundhouse
heavy kicks.
he still knows how to press that roundhouse.
Neon feels so comfortable. Imagine Neon was down 3-0, was it? 3-1? So since then,
Nice
he's
challenge.
up like 8-3. So he's in a really good win race.
Good damage. He's got trapped in the corner again. 2 throws.
Still
should
has
build
one more
momentum.
charge left.
There's one.
Still has one more threatening. There it is. Oh, the threat.
But again, and the fact that Neon is using the reflect,
Yeah.
but
That's what he wants.
Yo,
That's exactly what he wants.
Oh, smart. Oh.
I feel really bad for that
He
situation.
was not
reset.
dead, obviously, but dude, no.
There are some orbs coming. Nice view reversal.
Yes!
And
Yes!
he finally threw
That's
that orb
that's
thing.
what I've
Let's
been
go!
saying.
Invincibility.
Let's go!
That's what I said. That's the only thing he hasn't done in the sequences of dealing with that V-Trigger one. Is just go EXTP's here, take
Saving it for for the life-threatening danger. That's smart.
what?
But I
Leaving the
wonder-
game again.
Does
Yeah,
he recover?
he was like break the glass in case of emergency.
I wonder, does he recover in time to block after that V-shift since Neon is holding it?
We're both in
Don't know.
the air.
Or is it just happening on
Stun's
Neon's
coming.
side?
Stun's coming.
Nice backdash though.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what a beautiful tiger shot. Tries to get that
Try to
sweep
buy
of
some
Neon. Looked like a delayed crouch main kick almost.
Back throw. No, he got the throw, but I think he did to get the back in time, and he's
Oh,
there.
and
it is.
another one, bro. That's fantastic. That was so ambiguous.
Dead.
What an activation.
Oh dear.
Densetsu getting a little bit ahead of himself. Another drop.
No.
Gets to keep the super for it.
All right, here we go. Potential match point here for Neon, and he's got the early super as well. I don't know if Densetsu wants to throw everything in the kitchen sink right now with those tiger knees. There's one. You can do
preemptive.
so, but you got to be a little bit closer.
Gotta pull all the dirty
And beautiful spacing on Neon's side, just knowing that something is coming, something aggressive, and space it out. Just didn't get the whip punish on it. Now
Really
though,
dangerous. Yeah, it's really dangerous to let Neon have a life lead at this
Wow.
point. So hard.
Neon's so comfortable throwing rocks. And
so
here comes that early super. Densetsu, what you got? Do you have anything for the comeback?
I don't know. This is going to be long for man, boy. This is done. This might be done.
Oh, the V skill.
I'm doing
Does it help
commentate.
at
I'm
this
doing the
point?
Yeah,
commentators.
just let it be there for 55 seconds for me.
For you?
For me.
I don't know. Let's press hard again.
really rough.
Still has one more chance.
Let's
One
press-
more
unless
chance.
he
This could be
presses
the
hard
highlight of the
again.
year.
The last stand of the tiger.
Heavy button or
My
something.
days.
Okay. The last stand.
Finds the
Don't
punish.
V-shift,
What
you
is it
don't
gonna be?
V-shift, don't
Chasing
V-shift.
it down the V-shift. Oh, nice. One throw.
Dude,
To
you
the
gotta prepare.
V-trigger. Tries to catch something.
Yeah, he went for the
Activation
preemptive.
soon. Goes for the full V-shift. Doesn't really matter.
Still not out though.
Yeah, just let it
Oh,
stay
the
there for
time
20
is running
seconds.
out. It looks so grim right now. Oh, and there it is. That was unfortunate.
Well, all great things must come to an end, but unfortunately, Neon takes it there. Well played to him, because I know everyone wanted to get to him, but
Amazing
hey, let's
play.
give credit where credit is due, because he played out of his mind and he showed us fantastic stuff with that V-Trigger. So let me see the GGs in the chat for Neon, doing us justice with that teenage prognosticator there. He is having the time of his life, enjoying some good old Manat. Fortunate there for Densetsu. He had a good run. He had a good run. He lasted
had a
longer than
good
I
run.
thought he would have. He had everyone's support behind him, but again, like I said, there's an outside interference that ruined some of the rounds for him. But you know what? We're going to talk to those guys on the other side of this break. So we're going to be back in 5 minutes, and we're going to find out a little bit more about their matchup and their strategies going into it. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Tight.
I'm proud to join you on your quest. Mission time. Let's move out. You're done for.
Be careful!
All right, everybody, and welcome back to tonight's episode of Sets featuring PianoDensetsu and Neon. If you are just joining us, no more games. We tried to stretch this out as long as we could because this was supposedly a very long matchup, and boy, did these guys live up to it because we were here playing that long game, but we did learn a lot in that process. If you have missed it, you can go rewind the archives on the Twitch if you are subbed to the channel, or you can wait for it to be uploaded to the YouTube channel on Capcom Fighters after this is done. But yes, let me find out. What do you want, Veggey?
Yeah. You know how they say time flies when you have a good time or something like that? I don't really know the English saying, but it's like that in Norwegian.
When you're having fun, yes.
Yeah, okay. So it's like, this was a slow set, right? But it went by so quickly because I enjoyed it so much that it felt like it lasted very short. Because time flies by really quickly when you're having fun.
It's relative. And it's also relative.
Neon and
It was an
Densetsu,
amazing... This is my way of saying this was an amazing set, and I enjoyed it from start to finish.
Great. Yeah, I definitely know you drank a Red Bull. Anyway, Neon and Densetsu, can you guys hear me loud and clear once again?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. All right, Neon, first of all, congratulations on that win there. I can definitely tell you've been putting in that work, especially with that full screen conversion. Imagine trying to do something from full screen against Manette. That's never heard of now. But now I gotta ask you first. I want to ask Neon this first before I move on to Densetsu for this. Neon, what's the game plan? What's your personal game plan here against Sagat when going up against it?
Kind of just get V-trigger as fast as you can, and just reflect his fireballs.
Okay, kept it
Pretty
simple.
much.
Okay, kept it simple. Now, there were a couple of ranges where it looked like you were doing preemptive V skills to catch a tiger shot, but you kind of mistimed it because of the speed of the tiger shots, or I think you were just a little too early. Is it more? Do you have to mix between anticipating the fireball and reacting, or can you always react to a tiger shot?
Well, it depends on the range. If you're pretty close, you kind of have to anticipate it because the startup's a little too slow. So that's what those were.
Okay, fair. That's good. Now, another thing as well, because I know Manette has fantastic V-trigger activations on block stand, medium punch, you're using the sweep a fair bit as well. I think that sweep with the crystal ball doesn't get spoken about enough. But I think one activation that stood out for me, it seems like it's not just exclusive to this matchup, but it doesn't get spoken about at all, is V-trigger reflect. Oh, sorry, V-skill reflect the fireball when you activate, you follow that. What do you say? Is it safe to assume that it's probably one of Manette's best V-trigger activation, like, routes, I should say?
Yeah, it's really good, and the range is pretty far too. So if you need to build that extra bit of V meter to get V trigger, that's perfect for that.
Okay. Because I don't hear that enough, and I'm just like, hang on, you got full combos from it. They have to kind of block it. They can't really jump, so you get a lot of screen control there. So I just had to ask that. Nice for confirming that for me. Thank you, Neil. Olvaha?
Yeah, I wanted to ask a follow-up question, like the same question from Densetsu there. We saw that you were activating from Roundhouse a lot of times. So is that something that's like specific for this matchup, or is it like specific for V-Trigger 2, or is it just something that you kind of have integrated into your play style for everything?
Well, if you know us Sagats, you know we love pressing some roundhouse.
Oh, yeah.
And heavy kick.
Oh, yeah.
Is the button from the heavens if you're a Sagat player. And it's just really good. You know, it's a great preemptive button. It does have its risk because if, let's say, Neon anticipates it and he's crouching and it whiffs, I can get swept. But if you know the character you're going against has a lot of good standing buttons and they do that preemptively, you can kind of predict it and get a crush counter or activation if it's just a regular hit. And then you can get some momentum off that, which is pretty crucial in this matchup, in my opinion.
Yeah, I got crush countered so many times by the roundhouse.
Yeah, there was a round where Densetsu did like the exact same things 3 times, and you got crush countered like I think 2 out of 3, maybe all 3 times.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'll press the button here, and then bam, fast break.
Can I ask? Nope. Regarding V-Trigger 2, because Densetsu, when he charged it up, Neon, you V-shift, but you V-shift broke. I don't know if that's the correct
V-shift break. Yeah, it's past tense. So go on.
Yeah. So. Is there no punish if you just do the V-shift and then a button, or is it just you're just not used to that V-Trigger 2?
He might want the V-meter, but to be honest.
Well, honestly, I was anticipating him going the other V-Trigger. So yeah, I didn't love that one at all.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not sure.
Does you might know? Was there like a punish when it was in the corner? He did the V-shift, but he did the V-shift break. Could he have just done a button after the V shift, or was that like the optimal?
He probably could have crouched medium punch, to be honest with you.
Maybe crouch medium punch. I think Manat at certain ranges, like all you get really is a button. And so I think the V break might be better just to get out the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like in this matchup, like if she's in range to do like, Adam, what's the cancelable one? Crouching medium punch?
Yeah, crouch medium.
Yeah. If she's in range to do crouching medium punch into her EX move for momentum, beautiful. But I think most of the time she's just in range for V break, and then that at least gives her space, kind of reset the neutral, where she might have an advantage.
Okay. No, because honestly, we saw that a couple of times, and we thought Leon didn't know, but then after a while we thought, Densetsu, you're charging fully so that he V-shifts so he doesn't have trigger.
Oh, yeah, and that's 100% the reason I picked that V-trigger, because it forces her to make a decision.
Yeah.
It's either, hey, take the guard break and just have me get a free meaty, or use your V meter, and now you don't have V-trigger. Because that's crucial. Before both characters have V-trigger, of course, it might be a little difficult for Sagat, but as you can see, he can play, right? But I'm very optimistic. But V-trigger really, kind of forces Sagat to just say, okay, what's going to happen? I don't want to get hit. What can I do? So if you can take that away from her, is way less stressful.
No, that's a very good thing, because sometimes I've seen this with other players, and the vast majority of players will say, hey, you know what, this person has a strange V system choice, or why are you picking this there? So I want to force them to make a decision. That's it. It doesn't even have to be a punish or something. It's like, I want to force you to do something so we can change out how this works. And I like that you've done that there with this V-trigger too. But yeah, I don't know. You did say Sagat can play it. It was 10-6. I'm going to be honest with you. You lasted longer than I thought you would. But now here was my question I really wanted to ask you. It seemed that you came in with a game plan. Do you mind telling us what that game plan was? Because in a first to three, it would have worked.
It would have worked, right? If it was tournament.
In a first to three.
We'd all be going to get dinner right now if this was tournament.
Whatever, please. I mean, if you can share with us this game plan that you have in this matchup, please, because it looked like it was working up to a certain point, and then the matchup just played itself out.
So, I usually play Neon with V-Trigger 1 because I love V-Trigger 1. I think V-Trigger 1, you get the activation off Sagat's Fireball, it's a lot of damage, corner carry. If you get a straight hit and you have V-Trigger 1, that's damage, that's half your life, just like that. But the more I thought about this matchup ever since I found out I was going to be playing against Neon in this set, my biggest feel was I can't play traditional Sagat, right? So I have to have a game plan that kind of strays away from the super turbo Sagat.
Yeah.
I'm playing a Muay Thai fighter, and I have to more so get in with maybe a V-Trigger 2, guard break, or maybe a stand light kick, or roundhouse in the V-Trigger 2 and get her to the corner as soon as possible. And then most likely I'll have at least 1 or 2 more charges to do the guard break. And I'm also usually a V-Skill 1 user, but again, I think V-Skill 2. V-Skill 1 is great if you're playing Super Turbo Sagat, but in this matchup, Manat really has no reason to give you the, free uppercuts or just to eat fireballs. Her kit kind of forces you to plan a game plan around that. So I figured my V system loadout this time around, even though I didn't get the W, I do feel pretty good about going with that loadout.
No, legit. We were thoroughly impressed. I mean, I could understand the V-Skill 2 coming into play, because it's like you can be a bit ignorant with the knee, and obviously give us something to consider with the normals. That was working out. Obviously, with the Tiger Uppercut, you were getting them, but I don't know how often you would have been able to charge then do that.
Yeah.
You would have been preoccupied with the ground game. The V-Trigger 2, like you said, with the guard break and forcing stuff. We could see this working. It's just like you were. Do you know what you were doing, Densetsu? You went to your job. You did your 9 to 5. Your boss tapped you 5 minutes before you leave and said, "Can you do overtime?" And he said, "I'm not going to pay." You said, "Yeah, sure, great, fantastic. We'll do the job." That's what you did. You did a job overtime and no pay. And you,
Stays for another hour.
You truly got to see what I think Neon is great at, which is I was able to get some great momentum in the beginning.
Yeah.
But whether he's playing Colleen or Manat, one thing Neon is great at is just understanding. Okay, yeah, you got me, but what if I make this adjustment?
Yeah.
What if I start playing this way? And you got to see him real time, just him really adjust to my semi-ignorance I got, you know?
Well, you know what I found pretty hilarious? I'm not going to lie. You felt this, but I was watching this and a tear almost came out. There were a couple of rounds you could have won, but you jumped or you backdashed into the crystal ball recall, and I was just like, damn, what an outside interference, huh? Like,
well, you know, every time it happened, I was like, man, you big dummy. What do you think you're doing? Moving full screen. Who do you think you are?
Yeah, exactly.
How
dare you? How dare you?
Dare you move?
Yeah,
You should've just sat
I don't
there,
think it was
so.
a case of, because for me, it felt like I just need to get out of this situation, and you just forgot it was there, and unfortunately, like, Neon didn't. Neon knew it was there, and it was just like, oh, well, jumped into it again, no, he backdashed into it again. So I got to ask you as well, because at times, this is why I kind of look at Sagat a little bit differently, because yes, okay, there's thousands of characters in this game. I know there's 45, but there's thousands of stuff in this game that can just basically nullify his projectile. But when he's got the life lead, you can play Turbo Sagat. You can actually control stuff. You were doing that, so I've got to ask you, how hard is it to retain the lead against Neon, knowing that the inevitable was coming?
You know, that's kind of Street Fighter V in a nutshell. I think I accept that part of the game heavy because initially in Season 2, I was a Urian player, so I was the one...
You were doing the waiting.
You know, I was...
Redemption.
So
you know,
the
and
thing is kind of... sorry.
Yeah, I just, you know, understanding that part of the game, you just go with it and say, hey, sometimes it's going to go my way, sometimes it's not, and I just have to pay attention to the decisions I'm making. That's, you know, causes me to lose rounds that are very close. So, you know, if I could change one thing in this set would be, hey, maybe I shouldn't backdash or jump back because that wasn't really safe there. Maybe if I would have just sat there, things could have gone my way. Maybe I could have forced them to approach, get a nice stand medium kick close, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You do know the inevitable's coming, and I think a big part of 5, if you're going to play this game and have, you know, normal blood pressure, is just understanding that, hey, the orbs are coming. You can't stop it. You just got to defend, and sometimes it just doesn't go your way.
Well, I mean, and you know what? I got to say, right, I was thoroughly impressed because you showed me, I think you showed me about 6 combos I didn't know Sagat could do. So that was fun. And I was like, hang on a minute, this character's all right. And then I think half the time your combos dropped, and I was like, damn, the Sagat players actually weren't lying when they said this guy don't work.
You know, technically it is my fault. I think I had one instance where I had a medium knee that looked like it was perfect to combo in the EX uppercut. And I've been playing this character a while, and I said, you know what? Yeah, I definitely got this. And I was like, damn. I guess I was just a micro walk too close to get that. How dare I assume that I could do a combo? So,
because I saw about 3 or 4 different combos drop, and I was like, damn, they weren't lying, were they? They really weren't lying. I mean, like, all of Neon. Listen, when Neon wanted to do a flashy conversion or something, it worked, and when you wanted to try,
it was beautiful.
And, it looked logical. Like your thing just missed, and I was like, wow. I was like, what a disparity. It's like, okay, I can see more than one reason why this guy does not work in this game. Neon, I got to ask you something. You did I think you did a throw bait with forward dash neutral jump. You let the orb go. I think you did that.
Yeah.
How do you? Can you walk me through that? How exactly are you doing that, execution-wise?
So that orb that I had left was a roundhouse orb, and I was holding down roundhouse, so I was gonna release it with negative edge, and the neutral jump is a throw bait.
Okay.
So if they go for the throw, they get hit. Yeah.
Can you do? Does it have to be neutral jump specifically, or can you like do a forward jump to bait any reversal? Because I imagine it's not Sagat specific. I think you can do that against pretty much everybody, right?
Right, but if you go for forward jump, you don't really get a conversion. You know what I mean? You want the neutral jump so you can come down with the button.
Yeah. Okay. Now, another thing I got to ask you as well is when you didn't have the life lead in the round, were you just like, yeah, V-Trigger's coming anyway, or were you really trying to think, okay, let me try and kind of mitigate this lead as much as I possibly can before I just hit him with the V-Trigger stuff? What were you thinking at those times?
Yeah, you kind of want to even it out a little bit before you activate, because you don't want to spend it all and still not have, you know, a good life lead and no V-Trigger left.
Okay. Nah, I like it because again we learned a lot.
Yeah.
Veggey was having the time of his life. I don't know why, but
What? That was a great set.
Yeah.
no, of course it was great.
But I have a question. Sorry, Olvaha, but this is related to Menat. So
Yeah, I had, but you can go ahead.
no, I'm rude.
No,
laying
dude.
down.
Oh, come on, don't stop now.
No, this is Scandinavian courtesy, right?
Oh, okay. Well, I wanted to ask Neon specifically about Menad. Like, we saw you were using the EX explosion on the orb. So I wanted to ask you about that. Is there, like, specific matchups where you find it way more useful than, like, other characters, for example? And where do you find it to be the most useful?
Honestly, for EX Orb, if you want to use it in a combo, it's only good for like crush counters. So like say you want to punish a DP or something, it's really good against that. Anyone with a DP. As far as using it for neutral, it's probably best against like Zangief, because he can't really, his walk speed is trash and he can't really jump out the way or anything.
Damn.
Well, I mean, no one plays Zangief, so I think we're all good there, aren't we? Sorry, Brutus.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say.
I have a question about Menat players' tendencies. Just one thing, Neon, because you know when you have like let's say you have a 30%
he's got
life.
a bone to pick with you.
No, no, not you. No, this is just general, because when you have like a 30% life lead and you placed an orb like a couple of inches in front of the opponent and he has to move out of it, why don't you guys just wait? Like forever. Why don't you just wait?
He's got a bone to pick with you lot.
I never understand that, because you're winning. Just wait until at least it gets through the orb. Why do no one do that?
I mean, you really want me to sit there until the timer runs out?
Yeah, I want you to abuse the tool.
I mean, I do it in ranked.
That's why he loves
Let's make it flashy, you know what I mean?
Veggey, I'm pretty sure there's been times where you could sit there with Birdie, but do you know what you do? You go ahead. Do you know what you do? You don't
EX Dolphin
dive.
dive.
Yeah, exactly. So don't even try it.
Hypocrite.
No, I mean, I don't have a chip thing out on the screen. I would just chill
No,
if I
but
did.
you have decent screen control. And the guy sitting there, you're like, you know what? I could untie this guy's shoelaces right now. And just that's what you do. But it's just a thing. Like, you're not gonna sit there. Okay, as much as it would be sick. Because all you want to do is just scream for 55 seconds. Say he's not moving. That's what
That would be so sick. I mean, I want to see that at some point.
You
I
might
hope to
be
get
able
to see
to
that
see
before. Yeah.
Yeah, you might be able to see it, but listen, some guys don't have the time in the world that you do. They don't, and he doesn't want to sit there. I think it's completely
Average
justified.
time-wasting enjoyer.
I think it's completely justified that he didn't want to sit there.
So the only reason is actually that you just don't want to spend that time, because you. I am actually curious. I'm wondering.
That was funny.
Yeah, if like the reasoning is that it's actually boring or that it's not that good. What are they thinking?
Do it if I'm like playing online, but not like in this set. You know what I mean?
I don't know
really
why
sure
you're
I
trying
do.
to convince yourself as to why they're not trying to sit there. Just leave them alone.
I want to see it. 55 seconds of sitting there.
I don't know why you're just trying to like get it out of
Leave
it.
Neon alone.
Oh man, but Densetsu, would you like? Obviously, you stuck with Sagat the whole way. Were you at any point considering another character to just use against?
For today, and I'm not too sure why. I was just feeling the Sagat. I'm a true believer in certain characters connecting with a player.
Yes.
And I feel like while the matchup can be a little tough, I felt like Sagat gave me the best chance to just, one, show my skill, show my decision making, and I feel like maybe if I would have brought in a Urian or maybe like a Kin or something, while the matchup might be better, I just, I don't have the mastery of those characters like I do Sagat at this moment,
Yeah, of course.
Now, if we're all flying out to Vegas and we see a Menat in bracket, then Maybe I don't play the Sagat
Oh yeah, you
matchup.
are not doubling down on red. You are not doing that.
But you know, for a first to 10 like this, it's such a beautiful opportunity to really show the matchup. Because I think a lot of people on Twitter might go, hey, yeah, Manat completely destroyed Sagat. Shouldn't even, 10-0, 10-0, 10-0, whatever. But there are certain nuances in the matchups that can be pretty interesting. And so I really wanted to showcase that and show that Sagat has a chance. And while, of course, the matchup is a little tough, at the end of the day, if I make the right decisions, if I make a few more decisions, if some of my combos work, Jammerz,
I mean, look, that's a big deal, man. When your combo just doesn't work, and you're like, God damn it.
I think we definitely could have taken it to the wires. So, in tournament, maybe I bring out the Urian, but for this first to 10 in particular, I think I had a chance, so I wanted to stick with him. I'm a fanboy. I am a fanboy. I love this character.
I love your fanboyism, and I love your optimism in that regard as well. Now, there's one other thing I've got to ask, because I was curious about this the whole time, because I thought you were going to use it. You used it once at the end of the combo, and it's just the first part that hit, so we didn't get to see the whole animation. Is there no real practicality with Sagat CA in this matchup? Like, you can't probably catch a limb, or I say catch a limb, you can't catch the crystal ball in anticipation, you can't react to soul throw or something. Is there nothing else you could do outside of combo enders with the Sagat CA?
The biggest thing with Sagat CA is, especially with a character like Manat, it's always difficult to judge if the CA would reach. Like, let's say I go for a whip punish on an orb. A lot of the time, you'll just see a character lift his knee up, go forward, and then get punished, right? And so in that capacity, it's kind of, maybe I'm a little bit too worried, but I'd rather go for a Hail Mary high shot to get momentum. And then even with combos, if the super, or CA, isn't going to kill, the unfortunate part about Sagat's CA is he doesn't really get Oki or any kind of pressure. His only pressure might be a Tiger Shot, which against Manat means nothing. And so all you're really doing, if it doesn't kill, is giving her V-meter in space. And at that point, even if you hit the super in the corner, it kind of resets the distance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I usually would rather use the meter for other things. Even if I'm thinking ahead, I'm like, you know what, I could super here, but I'd rather just take this, and maybe if he presses a button on this meaty, I can just make him explode with a 2-meter combo. I don't think I use critical art except for maybe one.
Yeah, the one time to end the combo. And I was like, well, that
Exactly.
I was just like, can he not use it anywhere else, like to catch a dive kick or something? It looked like you said, you were hell-bent, you were very adamant on just using it for the Tiger shots or the EX ones, just to see if you can get that knockdown and then get the clip him with the Tiger knee or set something up. So I'm always interested in how people are spending their meter in this last year of the game, because it's like CAs, they're there, but some CAs are just, I hate to say it, they are abysmal.
Well, on the other side, you have, like, let's say Neon, you saw him spin his meter early.
Yeah.
And it's just I think the reasoning, correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, but I just think it's like, hey, I had the life lead now, what are you going to do?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and while Sagat could kind of do that to Manat, it's not really the same, because if you give Sagat V-meter, it's like, okay, whatever, that's fine. Whereas with me, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to give you V-meter right here. So yeah, it's kind of the nature of the game.
Yeah, no, I think one thing that gets glanced over, obviously we talk about matchups, we talk about like normals and such, but I think if you really look at the bare bones of this matchup, it basically is, when Densetsu throws a fireball, is Neon going to reflect it? That's it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the spacing. Doesn't matter the timing. That's the big thing. That's the fulcrum of what we're looking at. When you throw the fireball, is he going to reflect it? So it's like, when you do get that life lead by spending that CA early, what are you going to do again? Full screen. You're not going to just not do anything. Because if you don't do anything, he throws out the crystal ball, and you got to wait there like a donkey.
Yeah.
Then then you throw a Tiger Shot, then he absorbs it, and it's like, right, all because you're throwing it. You've made that space and that interaction to happen again. That's something that's going to happen each and every round, not even match. Each and every round that's going to happen, regardless if you're trying to prevent it. So
But yeah.
that's definitely a tough pill to swallow there. But yes, gentlemen, have you got any questions for these guys regarding S5 before we move on to SF6
Ready
related
to move
things?
on.
What about you,
Ready
David?
to move, sir.
All right, cool, perfect. Because now it's been great talking with these guys. All right, so let me double check. Have both of you played the Street Fighter 6 beta, the one that was in December?
I have
I've
not,
played.
no.
Okay, Neon
Yeah.
said no. Densetsu, did you say yes?
Yes, I got in both beta periods.
Oh, both. Okay, so this will be a lot easier then. Right, so Densetsu, first I'm going to ask you your initial thoughts on the game. How do you feel about it? Any hopes and concerns regarding Street Fighter 6?
So it definitely feels new. I think one thing I love about the Street Fighter series is that every iteration is pretty different.
Yep.
That's just kind of one thing I understand when people like, let's say they liked 4 but didn't like 5, and there'll probably be people that like 5 don't like 6. That's just kind of a natural thing throughout the whole entire series. So for me, that's very exciting for me. I'm loving the feel of the game. I think the fact that it really didn't feel like a beta to me. If anything, I was like, wow, I think I'm doing more in this beta than I do in Street Fighter 5, because in 5, I'm just queuing up in this training mode all day. Whereas in 6, I'm like, hey, I got my little character, I'm walking around, play a little Street Fighter 2, get on a cabinet, play against somebody. So I'm loving the direction of the game. It makes me feel, and no disrespect to 5, I've been playing this game how many years now, ever since release, so I love it, trust me.
Yeah.
But when I play 6, it definitely opens that like nostalgia for me in terms of, wow, I'm playing a video game. Like, I'm interested. Like, I want to put my character in clothes. Why not?
Yeah.
Just those little things. And when it comes to the gameplay, I'm loving it so far. I played Ken mainly. Fireball DP. That's pretty much my life nowadays. And the combos are cool. The mechanics. What is it? I've called it the super focus attack, but drive impact, I believe.
Yeah.
That can be a little overwhelming at first, but that's kind of how I felt about crush counters at the beginning of Street Fighter 5. It's just something you have to adjust to, and towards the end of the second beta, I started actually pressing those 2 buttons to counter drive impact. So honestly, I'm excited. Couldn't get enough of it. I was really sad. I think there's always this time where oh wait, I have 30 minutes left. Are they actually going to turn it off? And it kicks you out, and you go to Twitter and you see everyone sad, right? So, I am a Street Fighter fanboy, and I love the fact that the series changes every game, but I'm a fan. I can't stop watching footage. I love playing it, and hopefully we get a third beta.
Fingers crossed. But yeah, no, we actually talk about this for the viewers at home. We actually talk about this beforehand, just the difference from 5 to 6, because with SF5, there's only 2 things that the majority of players are doing on this game right now. You come on and you either go in training mode to wait for a match, or you just go online and play somebody. But the fact is, you have to jump on the game, you have to play somebody. And not everyone who really wanted to play 5 wants to necessarily play somebody. When you look at it from an objective standpoint, there wasn't really much content for you to work with. So I feel Street Fighter 5 is more, it's not, to me, it's an esports game. It's not a video game. And
the competitor's game.
Yeah, that's not necessarily a bad thing. There's a difference. When you go look at 6 now, remember, we've only played 2 betas, right? That looked like a video game. Listen to what Densetsu just said. I sat down and played Street Fighter 2 waiting for a Street Fighter 6 match. How crazy is that? I can create a character, and if there's one thing, I'll say this to everyone here and the viewers at home, if there's one thing to be successful in a video game nowadays, is let people make their character look like they actually have come out of, like, Lord of the Rings or something. I've seen some strange characters. I saw some strange characters on the beta, and that's all because it gave you the ability to make one and put on social media.
That was one of my most favorite things about it, like watching people react to the craziest custom characters on Twitter, for example. Well, that's one way to put it.
Like, look, if you're making characters that have got wide-ass torsos and basically no legs, and they've got these, I don't know, this BFG, like, where's Wally nose, I'm a bit concerned about what you get up to in your spare time. Like, it's a bit crazy.
I just think they have good imagination.
Yeah,
Good imagination. That's a great way to put it.
Listen,
Great way to
listen.
put it.
If there's one dangerous weapon in this world, it's the imagination, and everybody's got access to it. But yeah, no. Do you know what, Neon? What about you? Well, obviously, you said you haven't, you didn't get into the beta, but have you seen any footage of it at all? Or have you just been staying away from it completely?
Well, I've been watching a lot of the clips that they've been tweeting out on Twitter. And JP looks sick. I can't wait to try him.
Okay, so he's already answered the question. So JP's caught your eye in general. So
that's a Neon character for sure.
Well, do you know what? I think one thing I'll give Street Fighter 6 credit for, because I think Guile was the first time this actually happened, is they make you want to try all the characters. Because when that Guile trailer came out, you can't tell me for a second you didn't want to try Guile. Like, I don't like Guile, but he looks cool in this game. It's like, okay. They've done that with JP, even Manon, DJ, Marissa, they're all looking great. But yeah, from what you've seen of Street Fighter 6 outside of that latest trailer, I mean, have you looked at the flow of matches? Have you got any hopes and concerns for Street Fighter 6 Neon at all?
Wait, have I looked at the what?
The matches. Like, have you seen people stream the game? Have you watched YouTube footage?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think about the game overall, like the pacing of it, I should say?
It looks fun. I can't wait to try it. I don't know, it looks fresh and new, and I guess that's kind of what we needed, and I'm excited to try it out. Okay.
Well, see, because you haven't played it, you haven't been hit by a random drive rush yet, so I can't really... You haven't been hit by someone doing drive rush low 40 and you die.
Yeah, I did see a lot of those, I'm not going to lie.
Well, I mean, like, again, I'm curious, I don't know about you guys, but because a lot of people... I think what they misunderstand is they say Street Fighter 6 looks slow, and I said, but we said the exact same thing for 5 because nobody knew what they were doing. Then everybody knew what they were doing, and everyone died. And then when everyone knew what damage they could do, we went back to not doing anything. Do you think there's a lot of room for the meta to change because of the system that we're going to be working with Neon, or do you think it's going to be kind of linear to 5 or something?
No, I think we've just barely scratch the surface, you know what I mean? So there's still a lot that we don't know about it.
Yeah, that is true. And the thing is, like, again, there's 8 characters we have in the beta. People have just been sitting on the thing for 30 hours straight. You're like, yeah, done that for 5 years. And it's like, okay, because a lot of people are done and they are waiting. But again, it feels super fresh there. Now, another thing I wanted to ask as well, this will be related to SF6, but you both were aware of the World Warrior program for the CPT, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool, perfect. Did either of you compete in your respective regions for the World Warrior?
I did not, no.
No, I didn't.
Okay, that's interesting. Let me ask you why. Okay,
first time.
Densetsu, why didn't you compete at all? Was it did you not want to like feel that this was the last chance for you to really get involved in the CPT for Street Fighter 5, or you just weren't bothered?
It was mainly scheduling for me. So many things happened. Because I love the program because, you know, I want to give a special shout out to me and Neon's friend, Magnegro, for qualifying.
Nice.
You know, the fact that we've seen people like Magnegro get a chance to really show their skill on the Capcom Cup stage. I love that idea when it was introduced. So I was like, yeah, this is something, maybe I can get in a Capcom Cup. It was exciting. But then it's like, oh, wow, okay, my sister's getting married. May have to dedicate some time to that. Oh, new job, may have to dedicate some time to that. And so there was a period of time there where, unfortunately, I just couldn't dedicate as much time to truly competing. Yeah, if you understand what I'm saying. And so, and then I was like, oh wait, that's happening tonight. Can't do it. I have to go here. So, unfortunately, didn't really get a chance to compete. But not necessarily because I didn't want to. It just wasn't in the cards.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate. Neil, what about you? Was it just clashing with too many things in your personal life, or you just weren't really bothered to enter?
A little bit, yeah, but also I just felt like my Minot wasn't ready, like tournament ready yet. Because at the time I was still learning V-Trigger 1 and I wasn't fully comfortable with it. So I'll hold off.
Yeah. Makes sense. All right, so this is the question I wanted to ask you regarding that. Do you think if we do get a fresh competitive season for SF6, because again, I'm not expecting anything. I'm not having my hopes high because it's going to be a fresh year, or basically half a year for a new title. So they just want to get the ball rolling and sell the game. Do you think the World Warrior program should return in Street Fighter 6 if we do get a CPT again? Densetsu, your answer first.
I'll repeat that. I'm sorry. I think you went out for a minute.
Do you think the World Warrior program should return in Street Fighter 6 if we do get a CPT for the game?
Yeah, I think my prime as a competitor in this game was definitely the 2018, 2019. And as you know, qualifying for the Cup was just a hell of a task.
Yeah.
Having to go to so many tournaments. So I honestly do enjoy this format. Only, I guess my main reasoning would be you get to see more people from all around the world. And I feel like that should be prioritized when it comes to something like Capcom Cup. Like, I see the other side in terms of if you come from that tournament scene from 2017, 18, 19, you're thinking, oh yeah, well, this is how Capcom Cup's supposed to be. But honestly, I do look at this as an improvement because you get to see players that you just never would have seen because maybe they couldn't fly to Combo Breaker to get points or CEO or something like that. The fact that they can just have their own World Warrior events and say, okay, I've qualified, and then they get to showcase their skill. I'm a big fan of that.
Okay, right. I do have another question. I'm gonna hold it there. Let me get Neon's opinion. Neon, did you just like? I know you didn't compete, but did you like the structure of the World Warrior format? Obviously, having the 5 rankings and then the 1 region final to show more representation. Do you think that should return SF6, or do you think it should be dead and buried?
Oh no, for sure, it should definitely come back. Like Denson said, I was going through the people who had qualified. I was on the Capcom Pro Tour website, and I was like, wow, there's so many new faces that I had never heard or seen before. So I'm pretty excited for Capcom Cup, so I definitely think it should come back.
Okay, now I'm going to give you guys a little bit of context. So me and, I don't know if you realize, me, Veggey and Olvaha, we argue a lot. And sometimes it's verbally, sometimes it's through text. Now, we were debating a couple of days ago about the state of Capcom Cup. Should it be a Pro Tour or a World Tour? There's a big difference. Because, again, if you have a Pro Tour, like you said, if we go back to 2019, you have 32 of the best players in the world. They're there, they've been traveling around, whether it's online, offline, do whatever. They've earned their spot at the 32, the final 31, I should say, before the LCQ. Or you have, again, like you said, more people are coming out now saying the representation of the scene as a whole and the culmination. Because, again, if you guys, I don't know if you're soccer fans or whatever, but with the World Cup, what do they have to do? Not every country can enter the World Cup. You got to play in some qualifiers before you can get into the actual World Cup. That's what the guys are doing here. So we're having a World Cup equivalent. Do you think the direction of the CPT should change from a Pro Tour to a World Tour representation? That is my question. Densetsu, you first.
I would say so. I would say yes, just because I think it's I guess my perspective is that I've seen the Pro Tour way already, right?
Okay.
And as much as I enjoyed that, I do think the World Cup approach is more exciting for me.
Yeah.
It's just more exciting for me. I think you'd be surprised when it comes to Street Fighter. Like, I think I would even say myself, like I said, I didn't have a whole lot of time to compete, maybe in the past year. But then I get to showcase, like, hey, I kind of know what I'm doing. And so maybe some people watching the stream today is like, oh, wow, yeah, cool Sagat player. I may watch him. I think that aspect should take priority over everything. And so if the World Cup approach allows more of that, then that's kind of where I'm on board.
Okay, interesting. No, I like that answer. Neon, what about you? Do you think we should go back to pre-pandemic, or do you think it should take a more of a World Cup approach and have more representation across the board?
Probably the latter, because, like you said, more representation. And even though I didn't get to, or I chose not to compete, at least the opportunity was there, and it was super accessible. So I feel like it should definitely switch over.
Okay, no, okay, I like that. You know what, you two, I legit think we're gonna get different answers every time I ask them. Right? I think it's gonna be a perspective thing, because I obviously these two here have said they'll want the latter. I think we are going to get one or two people that would want to go back to the old way. So I think it's an interesting question to ask. So, Veggey, you want to say something, Veggey?
Yeah, I just want to say that I feel like there could be both. Like, you could have, like, this year you had basically 2 people from each region, right? More or less. Germany didn't have a premier tournament, but they have the World Warrior.
No, they were part of EU West.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So what if it was like you have the World Warrior events that you had now, and then you also had like a league for offline events with points, so that then it would be like, I don't know how many people are qualified in total now, so half of that would then be through points, and the other half would be through World Warrior, and that way you could have like you didn't have to feel like, oh, I'm in this region, so it's very hard for me to qualify, and then maybe someone will like lose maybe like a team thing. I don't know like how much that can affect a single player, right? So maybe if you do both, like you have half of them come from a leaderboard like pre-COVID era, and then the other half from World Warrior, maybe that would like make everyone happy. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
No, it is difficult because again, look, even another idea, just throwing something at the wall until it sticks. You could probably do if offline events were to come back, you do whoever wins automatic qualification. The World Warrior can still happen online, and then you do the point system from there. Obviously, Densetsu and Neon for you guys that don't know, we've had people before that are not particularly pleased with how the system worked with the leaderboard. They can adjust that. They can make adjustments here and there, but I think we can kind of find some sort of balance for things to work.
Some sort of middle ground.
Yeah, I always like asking, because the opinions we get is because at the end of the day, you guys are still players. You guys have competed, so I like to hear each and every person who comes to this show as a competitor's perspective what they think. Because some people, I like it when they go against the grain. They say, you know what, I don't like it. And it's like, okay, let's talk about it. It's like, okay, some people say bring it back. Let's continue from here. So no, those are really good answers. I'm very pleased about that. I mean, Densetsu, do you consider planning traveling for 6 if events come back in full form, or are you just gonna kind of sit back a little bit?
For sure. I guess ever since 2020, that kind of put a halt on things for me personally. The last offline event I've gone to, like offline tournament, might have been early like January 2020. So I've been really wanting to get back into the thick of things. We had a few tournaments here in the US, and I was like, do I want to travel to that? But this past year, it's just I had to prioritize other things. And so looking at Street Fighter 6 and it being released pretty soon, I definitely want to just get back out there, because while I do love the game, I love competing, I kind of just miss the offline aspect of these games. I think anyone that's gone or traveled anywhere when it comes to Street Fighter understand that aspect, that offline aspect, you just can't replace. That what makes you fall in love with this, And so when I'm going into 6, I'm definitely looking to prioritize going to events, traveling again, just to really experience what I love.
Nah, I love that answer. Neil, what about you? Are you planning to get back into traveling if the events come back in their prime, or are you just gonna take it as it goes, sit back a little bit, and then if you can go out, you will. If not, then you'll just stick to playing online?
I mean, I definitely want to hit up a tournament or two this coming year, so we'll see.
I like it indeed. Right, Veggey or Olvaha, have you got any other questions to ask these guys? Right, hit them with the final 2 questions.
I just want to know if you guys are planning to go to the LCQ. Or
Good
if that's,
question.
or if that's just off the tables for you.
Well,
we can start with Neon, yeah.
I was for sure thinking about it. I was like, oh, should I go? But I don't know. It's a week long. That's so much time.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this. With the LCQ, would you only go because, again, that LCQ, I do not envy anyone who signed up already.
Oh my god, that death bracket, that's gonna be a death bracket right there.
Now that is outside. Let's move the financial element out of that. Right, just for a second, because obviously it will be an expensive trip. Like I said, it is a potential week long. Let's just say you wanted to go just for the LCQ. Do you think you can get through that bracket from start to finish? Looking at that bracket, would you sign up saying, yeah, I could do this?
I mean, probably not. No.
I'm not trying to dampen anyone's confidence. I'm looking, and it's like, listen, they're going to be a ton of surprises at the LCQ. I can assure you of that. But I think outside of people saying they can't go because financial reasons, that doesn't mean that you didn't want to go. It's just that something else was just a real life thing or something. But now I'm looking at that bracket. I'm like, if you're coming here with a Sagat, then yeah, have fun.
Yeah, if I do go, it's gonna be just to watch LCQ live.
Okay, I like that. Densetsu, what about you? Is it off the table? Or have you kind of considered it?
Yeah, when they announced it, I said, you know what? I'm back. I'm going, and then I saw, oh wait, I have to spend a week there. You know, the way my bank account's set up.
Oh my god! Do you know what?
Yeah,
that's how I know you watch a lot of stuff. The way my bank account is set up. No, okay, he watches things. I know that. Shouts to Densetsu. I love that.
Real life. My wallet got crush counted preemptively, so I said, you know what? Maybe I'll just be a spectator this time around. Neon and I would probably eat some good food and watch it together.
Yeah, I'll just come over and we can order something.
Yeah.
That sounds really nice.
You
but
can laugh at people live.
I actually have a question about the LCQ. Like, based on the people who have been signing for the LCQ, I don't know how aware you are which people are going there, but do you like have a
favorite?
A favorite at this point to take the
me?
LCQ? Both of you, so we can start with Neon again.
Okay, probably Sako. If he competes, definitely gonna root for Sako.
Okay.
Nice.
How about you, Densetsu?
I'm not too sure of the bracket. Someone told me Daigo's supposed to be in it.
He's
correct?
there, but I don't think he's taking it. That's just me.
Really?
What? All right. Do you know what? If you think he's gonna take it, I'll place a bet with you.
Okay.
I will 100%. I don't think he's gonna.
Jammerz, let me look at the bracket first.
Let me take a real deep look.
Oh my word. Okay, no, you know what? You know what? The two of you, I will hold you. I'll hold you to that.
Okay.
If you want to do that, we'll do it near the time. I'll go because I've seen some of the players. I haven't checked latest. I've seen some of the players. I know Daigo's in there, but I don't think he's gonna take it. That's me.
Come on, that's just that's the guy. That's the guy. I gotta go with Daigo.
There are hundreds of players in this scene. When they're on job on a Sunday, they will show up. I will hold my hands up high and say that. So if on-form Daigo comes up and starts selling his book while flash kicking you, then I'll bite my tongue. But I'm looking at it. I'm only looking at it on paper. And I'm looking at how many people are there. And I'm like, Daigo, 100% I think he'll go far. Will he take the whole thing to get into the cup? I don't know. That's me. But I will literally I will message the pair of you and say, yo, you want to do this?
Hey man, what is...
I'll do it. Hey, if anyone else wants to do it, actually no, I'm not going to do that because that's going to take that. No, I'm not going to do that. The way my bank account is set up is much worse than probably Densetsu, so you don't want to do that. But no, all right, cool. So we got time for a couple more questions. Now, my last question I want to ask Densetsu: if you had more time to play Street Fighter 5, because there's only like 5-6 months remaining, is there any character you've really wanted to learn but you never sat down and said, I'm going to try them now?
Beautiful question. I would say G. Sagat and G came out at the same time, so once Sagat was there, I'm like, I'm playing Sagat, no question. So I didn't pay attention to G at all, despite him looking like maybe the better choice at the time. But I love everything about that character because his fireball is really interesting. Once he gets a level, it becomes one of the most annoying things to deal with. Oh, yeah. Even after the nerf, it's still like it does its job, right? And then if you get the max level, you get a fireball that like knocks down. You can just get pretty ignorant. I feel like G is a perfect Street Fighter 5 character in terms of you can play solid. He rewards good neutral. If you're correct, they're in a corner and they may be guessing for their life. And so I think if I had more time, like if this game were to exist for another year or two, I definitely would have added G to my roster of characters to compete.
I like that because I definitely feel he was one. It was for me. It was unfortunate how he played in what year was it? Veggey, what year was it? It was just V-Trigger. Was it 2019? Was it 2019?
2020.
Yeah.
It wasn't 2019. It was offline where everyone was just getting smoked.
Wait, offline?
Yeah, you could just do dash
that was
low
2019.
and 2019.
No, that was 2019.
Yeah, I feel the way he played back then was a bit unfortunate because it fell into V-Trigger 1. You didn't really get to explore the system. You just did level 1 or you did dash low level 1 or V-Trigger and then you just won. Yeah, it didn't really work. I like that G's turned into a specialist character now, but it's unfortunate that he fell off because of how the meta's
yeah.
changed and the DLC characters that came in and how he doesn't suffer in silence, he just loses a level. It just gets a bit unfortunate. But no, that would have been a good choice. Neon, what about you? I want to ask you anyway. I feel you've already picked the character, but I mean, if SF5 was to last another year, is there any other character you would have wanted to really sink your teeth in?
I'm gonna start off by saying, Denson, I'm so glad you didn't pick up G. That character is my nightmare. But probably Rose. She looks really cool. I love watching her. Like Filipino man, I love watching his stream. I could watch Rose for hours.
Yeah, no,
She's cool.
Do you know, I really think you should just give it 5 minutes. 5 minutes, do a V-Trigger 2 combo, then you can leave it for the rest of the life. I really think you should try.
I'll dabble.
Okay, good.
Do it after the stream's done, but or do it on stream. The next time you stream, do it on stream. I think it'd be hilarious to watch.
All right.
But no, all right, cool. My final question. I think I did ask this to you before, Neon. I can't. No, do you know I'm going to ask you it again anyway? I can't remember now. But I'm going to ask Densetsu first. So obviously, as you know, there's going to be actual commentators from the scene in Street Fighter 6. So you get to hear Vicious tell you why you shouldn't be playing Sagat. He gets to tell you live in the game. So I wanted to ask you, just throwing it out there, if there were to be like a DLC commentators pack, you could pick 2 of your favorite commentators to be in Street Fighter 6 as DLC, who would your 2 choices be?
Wow. Okay, so number 1, again, I'm a Marvel baby, and if I could have Yipes in the game, that would be it for me. Yipes probably is one of the reasons why I'm still playing these things, because you look up the famous FGC videos back in the day, and you're going to hear this man shouting about Pringles, and it's like, yo, who is this? And then you find out he's one of the most legendary players, and he's godlike at commentating. So definitely Yipes. Second, let's see, because we already have James in there, Vicious. Was there anyone else?
Tasty Steve as well, from the
Tasty
English
Steve. Yeah. Honestly, it would probably be, in terms of Street Fighter 5, who I learned the most from, it was always the combination of Steve and Sajam. I feel like listening to their commentary literally made me better as a player, because they, Sajam would explain things so beautifully.
And Steve would just grab his elbow.
And grab his elbow, that adds to it, right? Steve, my arm! And, me personally, Yipes and Sajam, I just think are top tier. And so if I could have a DLC pack, they're getting my money day one. Yipes and Sajam are there.
I like that. Now, I feel I've asked Neon, but I don't think I have. I'm going to ask him anyway. Neon, if you had 2 choices to put in the game as DLC commentators, who would your choices
Yipes
be?
for sure.
Yep.
Yipes, he's just too funny. And probably Ken Bogard. I want him yelling at me in French when I'm trying to
wow.
do my combos,
Okay, I think you are the first. I think you are the first person to say Ken Bogard. So you wouldn't care if you didn't understand an ounce of French. You're just
no,
Ken
not
Bogard.
at all. I wouldn't care at all.
That was right. Whatever you said, I didn't understand what you said, but I understood what you said.
Right.
Oh, I like that. Ken Bogard. I don't think anyone said that. No, okay. I like that.
Oh, he's cool.
We're gonna have to let him know he's got a big fan in Neon. We're gonna have to let him know that for sure when we see him next time. But yes, gentlemen, I believe we are just about out of time. It's been a pleasure talking to the both of you. I could talk to you guys for hours. We'd have a very good time talking and arguing about Sagat and video games. I can tell you about that much. But Richard, can we put on their fight card so the people know where to follow these lovely gentlemen? There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. They have their Twitter accounts on there, as well as their Twitch, because they are Twitch streamers as well. Gamers. They get the viewers. They have some fun, and I tell you what, you'll probably have a good time in their chats, learning along and just chilling out as well. Video games and all, positive vibes and stuff, as the people say it these days. But yes, this is the part where I give you both the podium. I'm a bit worried about what you're going to say, but the podium's all yours. Densetsu, you first. Anyone you want to shout out? Any plugs? What do you want to do?
One, I would want to shout out just to Georgia FGC, just period. I wouldn't be here. They were very accepting of me when I was just a young man, when I was about 17, 18, all the way back to Street Fighter 4. Having the opportunity to play against players on a consistent basis like Neon. I'm literally, Neon, Terrence, Joel. I'm the player I am because of them. So shout out to Georgia. I have to do it. Shout out to everyone to my stream, man. You know, I decided to start streaming when Street Fighter V came out because my cousin was like, hey, the PlayStation has a built-in streaming, or you can stream on Twitch on the PlayStation. Why not do it? I was hesitant to do it. And once I like really put myself out there, the community has been beautiful to me, man. You know, even if I take a break, come back, they're always there for me. You know, they like this gameplay, but I think they like me a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? So,
do you know the ones where you don't actually know? It's like, do they like me? Do they like that? What? No.
So yeah, mainly just want to give shout outs to Georgia. Shout outs to like all my training partners over the years, where you were at Marvel, Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 5, the Georgia FGC is godlike. You know, especially Neon. I'm a huge, y'all don't know, but I'm Neon's biggest fan. This man, he's something else. Trust me, as somebody that had to fight him every week, yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And shout out to my stream, man, just my community in general. Y'all truly keep me going. Y'all make something I love even bigger and better for me. So that would be the main two things for me.
Nah, I like that. See, and remember, that's two sides of the same coin. Your biggest fan is your number one hater. They're always interacting with you. Never forget that. Neon, what about you? Anyone you want to, anything you want to plug? Anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, like Denson said, the Georgia FTC. I love all those guys. Excited to see them come back out once 6 drops. And also all my friends competing in Capcom Cup. I'm excited for all of them. You have ROF, Travis Styles, Greg, aka Mag, and I forget who else, but I'm rooting for all of them. Can't wait.
All right, indeed. There is, like we said, these guys have put on a show. They're great to talk to. Make sure you follow them on social media to know more about them and their gameplay as well. And you can ask Densetsu directly how you pronounce his name and why he plays again. You can ask him directly. But yes, gentlemen, we actually are running out of time. So when you are ready, you can leave the Discord call so myself, Veggey, and Olvaha can close out the show. But yes, I'm going to send you guys a message later thanking you again. And I'm going to make note of this Daigo thing. I'm not going to forget this.
Write it down.
I'm not going to forget it.
At PianoDensetsu, all right? You know where to find me, Jammerz.
All right, gentlemen, we will speak to you later.
All right, bye, guys.
Thank you guys so much. None but love.
No, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, we got a big shout outs to Veggey for setting that one up last minute. Like we said, we have been a bit busy recently, so trying to get this rallied up and keep consistent, because we are going to try and keep consistent throughout the remaining time of Street Fighter 5. Like we said, we will make announcements if there is going to be a show. Not going to be a show because everyone is making that slowly transition from 5 to 6, as well as this one over here. People are preparing for the cup, so they might not want to be as visible as, say, other people indeed. But nah, good show. Veggey, did you enjoy that?
It was great.
I love sets like that. Like, you know, when you have a lot of tools and you juggle them all to like fight, and they keep juggling and like changing it up, and now he's doing that. So now I really like watching matches like that. They're like played at every range of the screen as well. I think it's really fun to watch. So that was one of my favorite sets for sure. And like 2 really amazing players and really great people. So that was very enjoyable. So I'm happy they got on the way today.
That is good. Olvaha, what about you? You have a whale of a time?
Yeah, I had a great time, and that's definitely a matchup you don't see a lot of. And also, I like the fact that they both had a lot to say, and they've obviously thought about these things a lot.
Yeah,
with like their close friends or like by themselves and stuff like that. So I'll always like kind of appreciate picking their brains for a moment and kind of hearing about their opinions and views on game and systems and upcoming stuff and all that.
Yeah.
But how about you, Jammerz?
Nah, you know, it was good. Like I said, it's a matchup that we see the characters in different matchups, putting them together and having Sagat suffer loud, not in silence, loudly, is a different story. But I do like the optimism that Densetsu had, as well as the philosophy he had as well, because again, like we're saying Veggey, if that was a first to 2 or 3, I think he would have taken that. There's a game plan there.
Like he said, he would have gone to eat.
Yeah, we had a good time. We'd be laughing about it. But
or he would be waiting to play in top 8. I mean,
well, We will see indeed. But yeah, no, other than that, hopefully you guys at home enjoyed it as much as we did as well. But hey, if you liked high-level gameplay, there's more high-level gameplay with Street Fighter League Europe. Of course, you can catch it on the YouTube channel. Just type in Capcom Fighters and get all the necessary information regarding that. We just had our week 14, I believe it was. I hope the guys are going to put the image on the screen right now so you guys can see it. Make sure you follow the Twitch channel as well because it is important so you guys keep up to date with all the competitive side of things regarding Street Fighter 5. And they have been chopping up the individual matches for our season as well. There we go. So next week up for Street Fighter League EU, it will be Wild Blast going up against Mouse. Wild Blast's objective now is just to ruin Team Mouse's day. And Team Reason are going up against Zero Zero Nation. Funny that the top two teams have the same objective, just to ruin the bottom two teams' day. Can they achieve it? You can only find out in the most diverse Street Fighter League, which is Street Fighter League EU. Hope you can join us next week on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters as well. Street Fighter League US is back this week, I believe, on the Friday. Yes, they are continuing because I think they're 1 or 2 weeks behind us because they did have a break when it was Thanksgiving, I believe, so they are trailing. But yes, it's been fun there. It's been watching all the competitive stuff and the players there. They are definitely lighting up the room. I see somebody's mouse on screen. I shouldn't be saying that. But it is going to be live and kicking. It's going to be live and kicking. There it is. Smug is on the front page, and there you have it there. So it is going to be Season 5, Week 13. Yes, it's that one upcoming, January the 14th. That's going to be the episode coming out. With Red Rooster going up against CL Gaming and Endemic going up against, I couldn't quite see it because we scrolled down there. But yes, I'm pretty sure you know all the teams. Panda Global, that's what it is. You know all the teams, you know all the places, you know all the players, sorry, not places. You know all the players. You are having a good time watching it there. You catch it on again, twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. It doesn't stop there. But like we said, if you missed today's episode of Sets, you can catch it on the YouTube channel as well. You can do that. And do not forget, the LCQ tickets are still up. If you want to go and apply for the LCQ, and you can look at that death bracket as Neon referred to it, or you could talk to your friends about a certain beast if he's going to make it. I hope he doesn't find my Twitter account and heard what I said, because he's going to make sure he's never.
Jammerz, what did you say?
He's going to do all in his power to make sure I never buy one of his books again. But yeah, it's going to be fun. Last chance qualifier, February 12th and 13th in Burbank, California. Registration is still open. The bracket is... it's looking fun. Think of it like this. You get to meet all your favorite players and your friends from across the globe for 2 days. If you want to stay there for a week. But you know what? A wise comedian once said, but the way my bank account is set up, that might not quite work out. We'll see. It depends. If you have time, you have the finances, please come on down. It's going to be a good time. Well, Veggey's going to be there. He'll tell you how much of a good time it will be. And he's going to be being Hollywood. And he's not bringing me an Olvaha gun with him. How much of a snake is he? That's great. That's great. Yeah, fantastic. Some friend you are. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed this show. Again, we watched one of the longest matches in Street Fighter 5 history, but it turned out to be 10-6 between two best friends. But I tell you what, another day, another episode put in the books. One day that goes by is one day closer to SF6. Until then, we'll see you next week with another episode. Take care.
Let's go!